Shalom, Most High Christ blessed. I'm also joined with TTIC, which stands for The Truth in Christ. Happy Sabbath, everyone. Happy Sabbath, brothers and sisters. Before we get started with our class, I'd like to read our TTIC disclaimer. TTIC, also known as The Truth in Christ, is a Bible-based organization. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We teach the Bible as it is written. We are not a hate group, nor do we teach violence. We do not condone any acts of hate or violence against any race, ethnicity, gender, and religious group. We firmly believe in abiding by the laws of the city and state. If you witness any member of TTIC commit a crime, please contact us in proper authorities.
All righty. Shalom, Most High Christ bless. How y'all doing down here today? Happy Sabbath to y'all, brothers and sisters. All righty. In the spirit today, today's class is called Lust. Today's Sabbath class is called Lust, brothers and sisters. We're going to deal with, today, brothers and sisters, we're going to deal with the lust. We're going to deal with the things of what's been going on out here in the world, okay? Including when you're doing this, when we listen to these classes and when we doing these classes, even if it doesn't with your name, it ain't written, the name ain't imprinted in your forehead, it don't say lust on Officer George's forehead, right? Mm-hmm. But this is one thing you got to do. Give me 1 Corinthians 11:5. Even though no one is saying no one name or nothing, but this is what y'all all must do when you listening to these type of classes. Watch this.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 5.
No, 2 Corinthians 13:5. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5.
2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Examine yourselves.
Examine yourselves.
Whether ye be in the faith.
Read.
Prove your own self.
Prove your own self. So when we examining ourselves, brothers and sisters, we got to look and see, are we doing the right thing? Am I in the right spirit? You got to examine yourself, whether you be in the truth or in the faith. Come on.
He says, know ye not your own self?
So you got to know your own self. You got to be able to determine, am I doing the right thing? Read.
How that Jesus Christ is in you, except you be reprobate.
Except you be a reprobate. Except you be a reprobate. Going back, your mind is going back into the world. You're going back. You're going back as a sinner. Read. Is that it?
Yes. All
right. So now, with that, and so we must examine ourselves when we're dealing with today's lust class. Every one of us need to take a deep look at ourselves and say, let me see, is that me? Do I got that spirit on me? If I do got that spirit on me, I need to change that what? Spirit. It's always time for change. That's why we got to look and we got to examine ourselves to see, is these things, what's going on with yourself? Is that you? Or is that not you? Let's start off with Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 35.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 35. It says, wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord God, because thy filthiness.
Because thy filthiness, the whole heart is talking about us. That's Israel. He said, thus says the Lord, because of thy filthiness, because of thy filthiness.
Because of thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredom.
Through thy what?
Through thy whoredom.
So the nakedness is going into us being outside of God's laws. Okay? When we outside of God's laws, we are naked, brothers and sisters. When we outside of God's laws, we naked. Hold on real quick. Let's go to and give me Genesis chapter 2 and 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 25.
Watch this.
It says, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
If they both was naked, both men and their wife, meaning those they did not even know what sin was at that time. You understand? So they was naked before God, both men and what? Woman and a woman. They was naked. So they did not know what sin was, because at that time it was no sin. Hold on, let me see. What was that? Where was I reading from? Genesis what? Was that 2?
That was Genesis 2.
Yeah, that's before they sinned. Yes, that's all I wanted to make sure. It was before they actually committed a sin, before Eve actually committed sin, which made Adam also commit what? Sin. So read, come on.
Back at Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Ezekiel
30, verse 36 again.
16, verse 36. Thus saith the Lord God, because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms, with thy lovers, and with all the idols of thy abomination, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them.
Read.
Behold, therefore, I will gather all thy lovers, with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved.
So we was naked without God's laws because we was doing the abominations of the other nations. We was following the ways of the other nations. Watch this, read.
It says, with all them that thou hast hated, I will even gather them round about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness unto them, that they may see all thy nakedness. So when you look at it right now, the nations is seeing our nation nakedness. They seeing us without God's laws. Look at the result of the black man without God's laws. Look at our result. We are discriminated upon on this earth with no say. We are discriminated, I'm going to say it again, upon this earth with no say. Our voice don't matter, because the same people that's discriminating against us is the same people that we got to go to get help. Yeah.
Let's read that for you real quick. 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 16, please. 2 Maccabees chapter 4, let me show you what I'm talking about. Start with 15 so we can get into it. What we talking about? 2 Maccabees.
Chapter 4, verse 16.
Start with verse 15.
Verse 15. It says, not sitting by the honors of their fathers.
Not set by the honors of their fathers.
But liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Now, let me explain something to you. I don't know if y'all watch movies, a lot of movies. But if y'all, one thing I'm going to tell y'all is, when the white man, the so-called white man, in all the movies, he'll play each character of the people. He'll play each character of the people, right? But when he played himself in the Greece or the Roman movies, when he played his actual self in those movies, there's no one argue about that, because we know that's him. We know that's him. So we liked it. And so it was a certain people that liked the glory of the Grecians best of all. Watch this.
Verse 16. By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. For they had...
Hold on. So because we like the Grecians' ways better than all, what happened?
By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them.
The things started to happen unto them that was painful. Read, watch this.
For they had them to be their enemies.
So bad things started to happen to them. What they say?
And said, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers.
See, so these people are your enemies. And at the same time, you got to go to them to be your avengers. You got to go to their courts to get justified by what their police done to you. You got to go to their doctors to get healed, which they don't like you. Don't ever get in your head that their doctors love you. Don't get that in your head.
Right.
No, they all are the same people. It don't matter. Everybody got a job to do, just like I got a job to do, you got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you like, we understand when you work with people you might not like them. You work with people that you might not like. But you got to work with those people for a reason. You got to work with them regardless of what they feel towards you. You got to work with them.
Yeah. That produce products that they know the people they hate is going to use.
There you go.
I mean, it's
there you go. It's easily said. Read it again.
It says, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers.
Read.
Whose customs they followed so earnestly.
And see, they'll follow these people custom earnestly, meaning like, give you an example. Some black folks won't speed. They won't go 35 miles an hour. They won't go over 35 miles an hour. Some black folks won't go over 55 miles an hour because they say that's the law. But they'll follow their customs so earnestly. You know what I mean? Like their Christmases, their birthdays, they're in a cheerful mood when these seasonal holidays come around. They're in a cheerful mood. They're putting the excitement into these days where the people that celebrate these days are the same people that they celebrate you. Christmas is celebrating of you being in captivity. It's a celebration of the black man being in captivity. That's what Christmas is. People, you can believe it or not. We just did it on Clubhouse earlier. Yeah. If you go on Clubhouse, you will see where I broke that down there. It's of you. But go ahead, officer.
I'm going to say think about it. But they just, what was you born there, Colin Kaepernick or whatever?
Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. I've done the same thing before ball games. Certain things they have, people did pull out the hat and give glory to the either was it the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever it was, like before ball game.
Right.
Putting the heart, hand over the heart.
Put your hand over the heart.
You know, and all that. There was customs.
Yes,
and
right.
And we follow them so earnestly.
We do that so earnestly. And then people will actually get angry at you if you don't do it.
Yep, that's been proven.
If you don't do it, people will get angry. But let's move on, because I just wanted to make a point on that. Give me Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 also. Give me Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 1. Be ye therefore followers of God, as dear children, and walk in love.
Walk in love.
As Christ also hath loved us.
So stop. Because we might got new people on here. Okay. So it said, read that one more time. What did it say?
It says, and walk, verse 2. And walk in love.
Walk in love.
As Christ also hath loved us.
Stop. Let's see what give them the love, Officer Joy, because there might be new people on here and they don't understand what love is. So now watch this. We're going to explain this to you. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. We're going to show you what love is.
The book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So he's explaining exactly what the love of God. He said this, for this is the love of God. That's exactly what it is. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That's the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandments are not grievous. So give me Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 on the top of that. So the love of God is the keeping of his commandments. The love of God is not physically hugging on a person, right, kissing a person, all that smooching. That's not the love of God. That's physical love of the world. Watch this. Read what you got.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
See that? So the Bible says to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. Watch this.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole duty of man. It's for you to fear God and keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man. So now let's go back to where we was, verse 2.
The book of Ephesians 5, chapter 5, verse 2. And walk in love.
Walk in love, walk in the commandments of God.
As Christ also hath loved us.
As Christ also walked in the commandments of God. Read.
And hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling savor.
Read.
But on occasion.
But hold on. But everybody know what that but is. But if I hit $1 million, I'll be rich. But if me and Officer George hit Ferraris, we can drive down the street. But we don't got it.
Ain't got it.
Read it again. but fornication.
And all uncleanness.
And all uncleanness.
Or covetousness.
Read.
Let it not be once named among you, as becometh saints.
How do we not? So if the law is done away with, why here in the book of Ephesians is it saying this right here? It says, but fornication and all uncleanness and covetousness, let it not be named once among you as becoming saints. So y'all brothers and sisters, as y'all saying y'all are saints of the Most High, then the lust, the fornication,
and all uncleanness,
the covetousness, all that should cease. That means you can't be eating pork chop sandwiches. It's unclean. You can't be eating catfish sandwiches. That's unclean. Mm-hmm. You can't have a girl around the corner and a girl in Georgia and a girl in South Carolina. You can't have that. That's fornication. And you can't want other people's things. You can't desire other people's house. Oh, I'm Jewish. Hey, I like your house, so I'm going to kill you and get your house. You can't like other people's cars, meaning you're going to hurt somebody or carjack somebody for their car. Mm-hmm. All right? You can't like somebody else's husband or somebody else's wife, because the reason why those things right there is covetousness. So he said, let it not be named among you.
That's right.
At all. It ain't no, well, I feel this way, so I really love her. You can't love somebody else's her. You can't love somebody else's him. Go ahead. Verse 4. Watch it.
Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting.
Jesting. You know what jesting is, brothers and sisters? Jesting is joking. It's okay. It's not. God didn't say it's not okay for you to act silly sometimes. But but the excessive joking, people get excessive joking. That can cause an argument, and that also can cause somebody to be what? Killed. Everybody understand that? Mm-hmm. When you do excessive joking, that can make, because you start talking, being personal.
Yeah. You
start getting personal with your joking. You know, somebody called me, hey, a little lemon drop head. I'm not going to get mad. I might laugh with you. Damn, you got a good one on it. And I might come back and say, Freddie Jackson, little brother. Yeah. I might come. But these are just normal little jokes. But I'm never going to take a shot at you a broke nigga. When you start doing that, it's not no jokes no more. It becomes personal. Okay? And people don't understand that. That's why God said no jesting. Watch this jesting. Come on.
He says, which are not convenient.
Which is not convenient.
But rather giving of thanks.
But rather giving thanks to God. So it's okay for you to throw a couple of jokes, but it's not okay for you to come in and hurt no one's feelings.
That's right.
All right? These things is not convenient, but rather give thanks to God. Like this, verse 5.
Verse 5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger.
Hold on. But this you know, that no whoremonger, look, brothers, look, sisters, whoremongers are people, it's the same thing with the fornicating. Whoremongering are people who likes, let's get that in Ecclesiasticus. I'm going to explain to you what a whoremonger is like. I want Ecclesiasticus 23 and 17, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, sir. Start with 16. Ecclesiasticus, this is in the Apocrypha or Sirach.
Chapter 23, verse 16. It says, 2 sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed.
It will never be quenched until it be consumed. Watch this.
A fornicator,
in
the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire.
A fornicator will not, in his body, of his flesh, will not cease until he have kindled a fire.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
See, you see that? All bread, all that, what it's talking about, it's not talking about literally bread. All right? It's not, it's giving you a similitude of all women.
There you go.
It's just using bread. All women, read it again.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
That word bread substituted with women. All women are sweet to a whoremonger. Read.
He will not leave off till he dies.
Because he either gonna die from a woman shooting him, he gonna die from AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, any of those diseases, or he just gonna die from he could die from an orgasm. I'm just you putting it out there. You got me. I'm just saying. All right. So all bread is sweet to a whoremonger. Let's go back. Ephesians 5.
Ephesians 5, verse
5 again.
25, verse 5. For this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
Stop. Give me Exodus chapter 20, verse 3. Now, I want y'all to understand something. When the Bible says idolatry, or idolatry, what he's saying is all these things is idolatry, right? Because you put them over top of who? God. Read what you got when you get there.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Read it again.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
See that's now let's go back. So when you put it says, but this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ, and of God. So if you're doing those things, brothers and sisters, you're not getting to the kingdom.
You ain't saved.
You ain't saved at all. You ain't getting to the kingdom. So I'm telling you like this. Any of y'all brothers who thinking that, well, that don't include me. That don't include me. You a fool. You a fool. Give me Psalms chapter 14, verse 1. Because some brothers in their heads think, or some sisters in their heads think, that ain't me. God will still save me. Mm-hmm. And so it shows you we don't listen to the scriptures. We don't listen to the scriptures. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 14, verse 1 says, the fool have said in his heart, there's no God.
When you say that God's words ain't true, that's what you're saying. When you say God's words don't add up, that's what you're saying. When you say God's gonna overlook me, that's what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You're saying God's gonna forget my sin. God ain't gonna worry about that little thing I did. Read it again.
It says Psalms 14 and verse 1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God.
So a fool would say in his heart, there is no God. Is that it?
They are corrupt.
They are what?
They are corrupt.
They corrupt.
They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
You see that? So they have done abominable works, and there is none that doeth good. So you got to realize, man, don't come to me talking about, hey, man, it was only one girl. No. Your man is got to be better than that, brothers and sisters. So we got to strengthen our man to where we can stop resisting. We can stop resisting things. Set your mind where you can stop resisting things. Because at the end of the day, if you in this truth and you saying you love God, your mind should be at a set point where, you know what, I must stop resisting. I must. If you can't stop resisting, now you got to go back to where we started off at. Examine yourself, whether you're in the faith or not. Because if you can't resist, then, brother, you definitely not in the faith. Our whole point of waking up is to resist things. Watch this. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words.
And that's what I was just saying right there. Because brothers are trying to tell you, no, man, you know, God said we got grace. What did it say? Read it again.
So let no man deceive you with vain words.
Man, I'm a son of God. I'm a son of God. But it says, let no man deceive you with vain words. Read.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God.
Oh, because of these things. Hold on, let's go back up. Whoremongering, unclean person, covetousness, and idolater. Of these things, what did it say?
It says, because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
That means you are disobedient to God. So don't talk to me about, no, brother, I'm really a good brother. You a good brother in the world. You know what the world means to God? Absolutely nothing. What do God say about the world? Go to Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. I'm going to use it like this. Let's see what God says about the world.
The book of Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15.
This is the world. Watch it.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
That's the whole world right there. The other nations in Israel. You got the Israelites and you got the other nations. That completes the whole world. Read it again.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance.
Read.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
Come on.
And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
So he said you go to Lebanon, you can burn all they beasts, and it still wouldn't add up for a burnt offering to God at all. Read, come on.
All nations before him.
Now, hold on. What God say?
All nations before him.
All nations before God
are as nothing.
See, now, I'm going to tell you, so if you're a whoremonger, if you're an unclean person, if you are covetousness, if you are idolater, God says you are nothing. Because that's what comes with all the other nations. All those come with the other nations. Go ahead, officer, what you got?
No, I was getting ready to say that kind of knocks John 3:16 out of the ball.
Yes, it does. It kind of knock it out of the ballpark. All praise. Let's go back. Verse 7, Ephesians 5.
Verse 7, Ephesians 5, verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
See, God tells you, when brothers and sisters are at that level in this game, this is not a game. This is reality. But God is saying when they at that level of this reality, they cannot keep their pants, they man in their pants, or the woman can't keep a dress down. When they at that level of the game, God said get rid of them. He says it right here. Read it again. What did he say?
Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Don't be partakers with them. What the word partaker means? Don't be around these people. I'm sorry. Don't be partakers with them. Come on.
For you were sometimes darkness.
Hold on. So it let you know you were sometimes darkness. So people that does these things are in what?
Sin, that's darkness.
That right. Go ahead, read it again. Go ahead.
It says, for ye were sometimes darkness.
You was sometimes darkness, meaning you was in sin when you was doing these things. Read.
But now are ye light in the Lord.
And now are ye light in the Lord. So you was in, when you was doing those things, you was in darkness, brothers and sisters. Everybody understand that? All right. Let me, Officer George, give me James chapter 1, verse 5. Before you read that.
The book of James.
Hold on, before you read that.
Okay.
Definition of.
Here's the definition of expressing the relationship between a part and a whole.
That was my fault. Definition of partakers. Typing in. Definition of partakers. Go ahead, read that for me, Officer George.
Definition of partaker is to take or have a part or share along with others. Participate. Usually followed by.
That's it. All right. So everybody understand it. So when you're a partaker, it says when you take or have part or share along with others. So God said don't take part of these people, don't have a part with these people, don't share with these people, don't be participating with them. So at least don't be around them. Everybody understand that? All right, I just wanted to do now. Read that James for me, Officer George.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 5.
Because the reason why I went there is because a lot of people will be like, "Well, that seems kind of rude. That seems kind of over the edge." You know, so I had to read the definition of it so you can understand why God says these things. Go ahead, read what you got. James 1 and 5.
If any of you lack wisdom.
So if y'all lack wisdom,
let him ask of God that giveth to all men liberally.
Read.
And upbraideth not, and it shall be given in him.
So he gives you freely, and he's not going to hold it back, and it shall be given to you. Read.
But let him ask in faith.
Let him ask in faith.
Nothing wavering.
You know what wavering is? When you ask, like you want God's understanding, but you asking God, you say, God, hold. Like, I'm going to give you an example. You come in the truth, and you know that you was a whoremonger. So you would say, hey, God, take away the whoremongering out of my, take away from me fornicating with these women. Take it away from me. But leave the nasty stuff so I can still be nasty. So you want God to take away you sleeping with the other women, but you want to leave the nasty part in. What's that going to lead back to? You being a fornicator. So you want God to take away, you want him to suck all that out. You want him to suck all that. Why did I say that? Because when I came to the truth, I was like, you know what, Lord? I won't be a fornicator no more, but let me still be me. Because but why I said that, I'm giving you what's the word I'm looking for?
Analogy of your experience or whatever.
Give you a true look at what I went through when I came in. I'm just gonna bring it down layman's term. So but you know what? Then I had to come back and ask God, you know what, God, please take all that.
All that.
Because you will fail, brothers and sisters, if you try to leave a certain part of the world in your head. You're going to fail. You got to get it all out.
I'm not going to be the whoremonger, but I'll look at a nasty book.
Or a porn movie. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what you got to realize, man. You got to realize what you're doing. All praises. Verse 8.
Verse 8.
Did we read 7?
No, we didn't read 7.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish
verse 6.
For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. Verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
Don't think you're going to receive nothing of the Lord because you refuse to get all the bad things out of your system. Read.
Verse 8. A double-minded man.
A double-minded man
is unstable in all his ways.
You cannot say that you're holy and you still want to watch porn. You can't say that you're holy and you still want to eat catfish. You can't say that you're holy and you still got that pork chop sandwich in your mouth. You can't do it. You can't do it. Neither can you do it if your neighbor next door wife's walking out the door and every time she walk out the door you peeping out the window to see her booty. You can't do it. You can't be holy doing those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you say, Lord, you gave me eyes to look, Lord, we got the simple man finds the what? Simple man finds the excuse. Give me Psalms chapter 119, verse 113. And just in case y'all didn't know, it was a snowy day this morning in Louisville, Kentucky, man. We couldn't even go to camp this morning. It was snowing like hell everywhere this morning. Snowy day. Go ahead, read
Psalm 13?
Psalms 119 and 113.
113. The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 113. I hate vain thoughts.
What do you say?
I hate vain thoughts.
That's a double man. That's the double man that God's talking about. I hate vain thoughts, useless thoughts. Read.
But thy law do I love.
See, you're supposed to love God's laws. You're supposed to hate useless thoughts, but you're supposed to love God's laws. That's what you're supposed to do. Give me Psalm chapter 2, verse 1.
Book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage?
Why do the heathen rage?
And the people imagine a vain thing.
You see that's what you're seeing right now. Yeah. Thank you. Read it one more time.
Why do the heathen rage?
Why do the heathen rage?
And the people imagine a vain thing.
Yeah. So you know this. I'm gonna use this in the thing. You all right? You ain't cold, are you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna burn it up.
No, it helped out a little bit.
Yeah, what you see. Why do the heathens rage and our people imagine vain thoughts? Let me show y'all something. Why the heathen are raging because these athletes that they pay millions of dollars are starting to reveal unto the people in the audience that, hey, yeah, them are the white people, but the black people are the Jews. So the heathen is enraged on this thing. They like, hold up, we ain't pay you this money. Just shut up and dribble the basketball. Just shut up and hit somebody. Just shut up and throw the baseball. See, that's why the heathens rage. And it says, and our people imagine vain things. You know what they imagine? Man, God can't hate all different people and just like us. Bruh. Who told you that? Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. I want a serious question here. And when we came over here, we're just gonna say we knew we came before 1619, but it was, and we know that the so-called Indians was already over here, and the Christopher Columbus, the conquistadors, came over here and conquered them, right? We know that, right? And if y'all didn't know, the Indians are the same people as us, the so-called Indian. When you look up the word Indian, it means Indios in Spanish, and Indios means slave. I didn't know y'all knew that. It means slave. So the Indians was already called what? Slaves. Okay? So that's why they put that word on them, Indian. But see, the so-called white men, when they expected us to learn how to what? To read. Okay? They weren't expecting us to be as fluent as we are this day. Right. But I'm going to show y'all something, though. what was I saying? Because I lost it. Hold on. I went to the left. But what happened is this, which I got to remember is this though, is that the so-called white man, they enraged, and our people think that how can God just love one people? But that's why I was getting ready. Now I'm back.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. When we was over here in slavery, all the atrocities that we went through, and you think that, let me ask, I'm just being serious. How did God love all people? Why didn't those people say God loved everybody when they was hanging us? Why didn't those, even in the 70s, those people still didn't want you dining with them in certain places.
Yep. But not eating them restaurants, man.
My wife earlier was bringing out about the towns that if you go into them after a certain time, it's called sundown towns. If you go into them, and I heard about that when I was going, because when my granny lived in Alabama, and we used to go there. I heard about that when she brought that to my memory. And I was like, damn. Let me tell you something, man. How the hell Kyrie Irving display a thing on this thing with no explaining, no explanation on nothing, just put on something. And he get crucified, and Nike dropped him from their shoe thing. Why the hell Nike ain't dropped them people that's in these towns that you can't ride past their towns? Why they say, well, if you in this such town, that such town, you cannot buy our shoes.
Right.
But the racist white man that kills black folks that ride through them towns, they can still buy your Nikes. Because y'all the same damn people.
Same people.
But the black man that posts something on the damn internet without no words, without no explaining what he's saying,
right?
You take that and you say, I'm going to stop your contract. If y'all don't know who's ruling over y'all, then y'all are stupid. Give me that real quick in Zechariah 11. Zechariah 11. Watch this real quick, and I'm coming right back to where we were. Zechariah 11.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 7, verse 11.
No, verse 11, verse 5.
Verse 5? Okay. Whose opposers slay them.
Whose oppressors. Read it again.
Whose opposers slay them.
Whose oppressors, Officer George? Oh, possessors. Come on.
Whose possessors slay them.
Who possessors slay them.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves not guilty. Don't worry, Officer George. We all do it. I do it. I do it more than you. I do it more than you, so don't worry about it. I'm saying, bro. Yeah. Who oppressors? Let's read it one more time. Who's possessors? I'm saying oppressors. Yeah. I'm saying oppressors, but it's possessors.
Yeah, I'm looking at the old right there. Whose possessors?
Who possesses?
Slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
I'm saying oppressors. I'm not. You said.
Oh man!
All right, now let's get back. It's been a long day. Let's get back to it again. Read it again.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5.
We'll laugh about this later on.
One of my favorite scriptures. Anyway,
go ahead.
Whose possessors?
Whose possessors? See, we stuck right now. We stuck. We gotta get it out of your system.
Whose possessors slay them?
Who possessors slay them
and hold themselves not guilty.
Now let me show you something. Your oppressors, your possessors is the same as your oppressors.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the same thing. Your possessors is your oppressors. All right, it's the same thing. Who slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Watch what they say.
And hold themselves not guilty.
Watch this.
And they say.
And they say what?
And they that sell them say.
And they that sell them say.
Blessed be the Lord.
Blessed be the Lord.
For I am rich.
That's Nike. That's Adidas. That's all these companies that have made money off of our people. They say what also?
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
Blessed be the Lord.
For I am rich.
For I am rich. I'm gonna bring this back up later on. But Kanye used a word called monetize. Monetize. Let's get this real quick. Let me get this. Monetize. Now watch this, brothers and sisters. Watch the definition of monetize. Read that one more time, also, where I'm getting this.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5, it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves not guilty. Watch this definition of monetize. Can you see it, officer? Let me bring it up to you. All right. Go ahead.
Definition of monetize is to earn revenue from an asset or business, etc. The company, it basically says to convert into an express in the form of currency.
So to earn revenue from an access can be a person in this case, because Nike have earned billions of dollars off of the black men.
Yeah, right.
They earned billions of dollars off the black men, but they drop them like a hot bowl of soup. Oh man, it burned my head. You drop the soup. Mm-hmm. What you do? You just mop up the soup. Do you lick it up off the ground? No, you mop it up and you clean it up and go get another bowl of soup, right? That's what they do. They drop Kyrie like a bad habit, and they say, you know what? We're gonna just go get another bowl of soup. We're gonna go get another nigga to come and replace him. Yeah. That's basically what you're saying. That's monetized. So we will be using this word later on. So just in case you say, well, why y'all go back? Because we got to use it again to show y'all something. All right, let's go from our Officer George to Isaiah 29:13.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me.
But our people have removed their mind. That heart is talking about their mind far from him. Read.
And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
So the fear of God is taught by the precept of men. That's where you get God loves the world. That's where you get God loves all people. That's where you get Christ died on the cross for us to be anything and everything we want to be. That's where you get that from. Watch this, verse 14.
Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people. Even a marvelous work and a wonder.
Stop. God did a marvelous work amongst us. He looked at our people. We are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Look at the marvelous work that God did to us. Look at our people. That's all you got to do is go out into your I can look out my window and see black brothers sleeping on the benches. Black brothers hollering back and forth. Crazy brothers out in the streets, man. God did a marvelous work to this people. Read.
He says, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
Read it again.
For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
Read.
And the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
And the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. So these things is going to happen. God took away from us our wisdom. God took away from our wise men their wisdom. That's what you see right now. Yeah. So watch this. So that's why who's he talking about right here? He's talking about us. Because when you go to verse 13, it says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as these people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips, they have removed their heart far from me. So now he's explaining in verse 14 what he's going to do to who? Us. All right. So now from her, give me the definition, the first definition, cause and effect, Officer George. I want the first definition Cause and effect. Go ahead and read what you got.
Cause and effect. Noting a relationship between actions.
Noting a relationship between actions.
Or events.
Or events.
Such that one or more are the result of the other or others.
So now let me explain this in layman's terms. That have a cause and effect is this, brothers and sisters. Like, if you put your hand on the stove and it's lit and it's hot, the cause is you put your hand on the stove, right? What's the effect of that?
You got burnt.
You got burnt. All praises. So that's the cause and the effect. So now let's see the cause of Isaiah 29 says, wherefore the Lord says, for as much as his people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips they do honor me, I have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. So for that cause, let's see what the effect is going to be for that cause. Give me Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. Says we wanted to listen to other men instead of God, or the prophets that God sent forth. Let's see what the effect is going to be.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So God says, thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage
that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
So now let me tell y'all something. For y'all brothers that think that we are that God scattered us to Africa, no, only a certain part of us is still in Africa. They round a lot of us up. Some of them they left, but let me explain something to you why I'm telling you that. Because you thinking that you using when you use the second Ezra and you trying to say that we went over to Africa. No. What did it say right there? Start right there. Just serve thy enemies in from right there. Serve thy enemy. I will
cause thee to serve thine enemies.
Read.
In the land which thou knowest not.
We traveled all up and down in Africa. We knew Africa. He said in a land that we knew not. That means another continent that we did not know. Did anybody know the continent of America, so-called America, Australis at that time? Did anybody know that continent? No. So everybody talking about Africa.
Right.
So God is telling us that we was going to serve our enemies in a land which thou knowest not.
Like a land you never heard of.
A land you never heard of, or never even laid eyes on, ever seen.
Yep.
So the cause and effect was us coming over here to America. That's what Jeremiah 17:4 is explaining to us. We're going to come to America and we're going to lose our heritage. Let's see what our heritage is, just for the new people. Give me Ecclesiastes. They no problem. (17 and 11).
The book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 17 and verse 11.
Watch this.
It says, besides this, he gave them knowledge in the law of life for inheritance.
He gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance. Everybody understand that? Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Let's do it again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge. In the law of life for inheritance.
For inheritance. So we lost our inheritance, right? So our heritage is our inheritance. It's the same thing, okay? So we lost it. What did we lose? God's what? Laws. We lost God's laws, brothers and sisters. That's what we lost. So within God's laws, what did we lose when we lost God's laws? I'm adding this in. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 11, and I want 27. I want Deuteronomy 11 and verse 27. So when we lost this, we lost our heritage, we lost our laws, and we lost one more thing with that laws.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 11 in verse 27. And it reads, a blessing.
I want it where it's talking about heaven on earth. Is it right above it? 26, somewhere right there. 21, somewhere up in there. Let me go right.
Yeah, it's 21.
Come on.
It says, book of Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 21. That your days may be multiplied.
That your days may be multiplied. Hold on, starting with the verse before.
Verse 20. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates.
So what is he talking about? Right, what? The laws. Read.
That your days may be multiplied in the days of your children, in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give them.
Read.
As the days of heaven upon earth.
So it's talking about the rulership. So when we lost our heritage, we lost the laws, we lost our rulership. Meaning, and so we lost our laws, rulership, which went with our land. Right. When we lost our rulership, our land went with it.
With it, yeah.
So everybody got to understand that. So us coming out of God's laws, man, we discontinued from God's heritage. He took away our understanding of anything. Yep. Now we stuck over here in America on a low level. Let me show you how low the level is. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 43.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 43.
Watch this, brothers and sisters.
Says the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So the strangers is the other nations. The strangers within thee shall get up above thee very high. It's talking about the other nations. But one specific nation is talking about is Edom, the so-called white man. But watch this.
And thou shalt come down very low.
But we're going to come down very low. Watch this.
He shall lend to thee.
He shall lend to thee.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
You notice, even though Kanye West was worth $9 billion, you notice how they lied to you about money. He said he was worth $9 billion, but really, when they took the contracts and everything away, he only ended up being worth $400 million. You see how they lied.
Because a part of that is not like exactly the money that he might have had like in the bank.
Right.
That's on paper.
That's on paper, right? That's just on paper. Meaning that's the potentially that he had to earn.
A potential.
But they were saying that he was worth that, so they was lying.
Well, as long as he
would have continued
in favor with them and continued,
yeah, he would have made over a process of time.
Yeah.
But read, come on.
That's how they get us. And he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Read.
He shall be the head.
He shall be the head,
and thou shalt be the tail.
Which one of y'all in America don't understand that? Only reason you don't understand that because you don't want to listen to the Bible. We don't lend to these people. No. We got to go to these people to get business loans, to get house loans. And you say, well, so do they people. Duh. Not all of them is rich. They got to go to their people, but they got a better percentage of chance to get a loan than you do.
Right. Because it's their, like you said, it's their people. The system was developed for them.
The system is designed for them. That's why we can't win here. That's why you need God, brothers and sisters. You cannot win here. It's designed. Watch what Christ says real quick. I'm way off in my class. Go to, this is the last one, and I'm going to get back to the class. Give me Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Now, if you like I'm lying, let's see. Watch the wording that the Bible used right here. Watch this.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 1, verse 68.
Watch the words that it says. Watch it.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Stop. why do you confuse that? In the New Testament, it says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel. How do you confuse that with everybody? That's how dumbed down we are. I was talking about that in Clubhouse this morning, about our people got the Bibles right in front of them, but they don't read nothing. That says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, but you will hear every black person, I'm going to use one nice words, you hear every black person say, no, he knows everybody. He's the God of everybody. But right here it says, blessed be the God of Israel.
Right.
Read, watch this.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people.
That's a possessive word. It's talking about one certain people. It's not talking about everybody.
Yeah, everybody can't be his people.
Everybody can't be his people. Watch this, read.
And have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Read.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets.
Come on.
Which have been since the world began.
Read. Here it goes.
That we.
That who?
That we.
There go that possessive word. That we
should be saved from our enemies.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
And from the hand of all that hate us.
Stop. You cannot say this is hate speech, because that's what God said. He's going to save us from our enemies. That's it. Who's our enemies? The same people that fire you from your job. The same people that come to you, George, I'm sorry, brother, but we got to let you go, man. You're a good hard worker, man, but we got to let you go. As soon as you go, they laughing about this man got a family to feed.
Yeah.
How the hell? That's your enemy.
Yeah.
That's your enemies, brothers and sisters. When you say, well, black people far, quit always, you keep trying to put it in your head to save your slave master.
Yeah.
When you look at any of these corporations, man, it's over 85% of them are either Caucasian, Japanese, or India, or I'm just using it with Esau, the white man majority, but these corporations and Africans.
Yeah.
And Africans. My job, they hire Africans. And I'll look in the hiring room, it'll be a lot of our people, so Negroes. But then every time they walk new people in, they got Africans. Guess what those Africans are doing? Those Africans is replacing, because what their numbers show dark-skinned people. So when they hire dark-skinned people, they hire Africans instead of you Negroes. Mm-hmm. And that's why y'all sitting at home with no job. Yeah, that's the fake out. And then what they say is, see, when they get those bonuses from the government, it's saying that y'all hired the minority people. Uh-huh. No. You ain't hired the people that was over in slavery in this country. Right. Y'all hired the Africans, and that's why y'all got them all scattered through the cities now. Yep. Y'all got the Africans in the black neighborhoods trying to make them blend in like they us. They know they not us, and we know y'all not us. The distinctive smell, none of our people smell like that. I could not take a bath for 7 days, and I won't smell like that. My wife can take a bath for not 7 days. Her mama, Uncle Joy, anybody in here won't take a bath for 7 days. You won't have that smell, and that's not racist. That's a distinctive smell, man, that they got. That's from another nation, and that's all the Hamites. It ain't just a part of the Hamites. When you look at Israel don't smell like that. When we smell like underarms, we might smell like a little onion. We don't smell like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that smell is a bad smell. I work with it. I know what it smells like, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being real. So when you're trying to put people in the same category, you're a liar. We're not Africans. But yes, is Israel in so-called Africa? Yes. But that's our land that was always promised to us. And if y'all look at it, when y'all look at the continent of Africa, when God had the land of Ham down there, He had him, and that was all the nations that was over there in the big part of Africa. Then you had, he said the Canaanites and all that over here on this side, right? You notice God didn't name that land like, he didn't say Ham. When you went to the Egypt and on there was Ham. And then when you went over, even though it was part of the same continent, it's our land that was over here. It's not, that was always our land.
Yeah.
Why is people fighting over that land? Because it's always been the best land. It's always. So when you're talking about the diamonds in Africa, all that old stuff, what you think that our land is?
Because our land, correct me if I'm wrong,
Go ahead.
that was the center of the Garden of Eden.
That's it.
That's where it was.
That's where it was.
That whole region there, because the rivers run through there. The four rivers.
That's where it was. That's where it was in the beginning. It wasn't in the middle of Africa.
It wasn't in,
It wasn't in Egypt. It was right there in Israel.
Right.
That was the Garden of Eden was at.
And when Galatians says it's the mother of us all.
It's the mother of us all, meaning the birthplace of men was right there. It was not everywhere else. You notice the argument with the so-called white man is that black people was born after them. How the hell could that be possible? Yeah, after them. But if y'all looked at my classes, I did predict classes, and I showed you one thing that you cannot defeat. You never seen two white people make a black baby. So ain't no way that we could have been born after them.
Yeah.
Ain't no way, because they could not reproduce the world into the different nationalities that you see today.
Exactly.
Only we can do that. Only we can make a white baby, a red baby, not a white. Only we can make a red baby. Only the Chinese and Japanese can come out of our bodies.
And you know, whenever you see something, but I guarantee you, they done had multiple hormone treatments and so forth. Because when they'll put it on, I forget where I was watching. Seemed like one time a white woman had a black baby. Had twins. One was black, one was white. But
that was from by a black man.
Now this was a white woman. Well, it might have been from a black man.
Yeah, it had to be from a black man.
But I'm thinking if it was from a white man, because they had hormone treatment.
It don't nothing that you can do to make a white woman to have a white baby. I mean, black baby by a white man. It's no word possible on her.
Because you know they always have them hormone treatments.
I don't care if they put their hair in there. Well, you can't do it.
They always doing them trying to. That's the reason why they start having 8 babies at a time and all that.
Yeah.
Remember how they start having them multiple babies? There ain't nobody on the planet ever had 6, 7 babies at a time.
Right. Whatever they call it. I don't even got the word for it. But that's why you got to understand at the beginning that when we go to the beginning, we knew that. Let's go to Genesis 2:6 off the back of that. Yeah, I don't listen to science. The Bible says science so falsely, so what?
But what I'm saying is that they're alive. They try to make themselves look like they come into being equal with us.
Yes. And they'll inject some black sperm in their butts. And they'll do that. That's what they'll do. Read what you got. Come on.
Let's see.
Genesis 2:6.
Genesis 2:6. It says, but there went up a mist from the earth, and the water, the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. So God formed man from the dust of the ground. So from the dust of the ground, God formed man. Now watch this. Let's go to 2 Ezra 6 real quick. 2 Ezra 6. And start with 54. Just real quick. But touch on this and then I'm going to get back to the class. 2 Ezra
6 and 54.
It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest, Lord, of all thy creations, of him come we all.
All that creatures, Officer George. Come on.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
See, the world was made for our sake. So after Adam, all the people of the world come from after Adam. Adam was a black man. All the creatures of the world come from after Adam. So when we get down, there ain't no such thing as no damn Big Bang Theory. It ain't no such thing as the world is 1,000,000 years old. Ain't no such thing. These things are put in our heads by their falsely so-called science. That's why when you see right now, what you see is a phenomenon. Meaning it's a phenomenon to them, but it's a reality unto us because we read it in the Bible. That we was going to start tearing down their stronghold.
Right.
That we was going to start tearing down their false science that they've been using. We're going to tear it down. We're going to tear it down with God's words. So let's go back to where we was. All right. So we said, so we discontinued from the heritage, right? Everybody understand we went into that. So now the cause and effect of us, not Isaiah 29:13, and the effect was Jeremiah 17:4. Now we're going to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, verse 3. Watch this. Cause and effect is this.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:13.
It's 17 in verse 3.
Verse 3. It says, for a while they supposed to lie, hid in their secret sins.
So now I'm using this in the point of what we're talking about. For a while they supposed to lie and hid in their secret sins. So these people thought, go ahead, read, keep on reading, watch this.
And so they were scattered under a dark veil.
They were scattered under a dark veil.
For forgetfulness.
Read it again.
They were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness.
Forgiveness. Where are we at right now? We are scattered under a dark veil of forgiveness. Forgiveness, because we don't know who we are. You can ask 1,000,000 black folks, hey, what's your nationality? They don't know.
They don't know.
Read. Watch this.
This is being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions.
Yeah, this is going into this is going into where we was in Egypt. This is what was going into that when the night fell upon. But I'm using that for Jeremiah, just the first part right there, Jeremiah 17:4. All right, just using it for that part. Now watch this, Deuteronomy 28:28. Watch this. Deuteronomy 28:28. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28.
Read.
And the Lord shall smite thee with madness.
So God smite us with madness
and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Depression. Our people are the most depressed people in the world. We always got something wrong. We ain't got no food. We ain't got no job. We ain't got no peanut butter. We ain't got no jelly. It's always something wrong. Hey, bro, you got some Oreo cookies? Yeah. You got some milk?
Ain't got no milk.
Damn, bro, we ain't got no milk. So we are always astonished of heart. Our minds is we always got problems. So now watch it. Now we're gonna come back to this verse later on, all right? Because I'm gonna add something to it. But well, go back to Jeremiah 17:4 one more time. We're gonna come back to this verse, but go back to Jeremiah 17:4 one more time. Watch this. Let me get everybody back in the groove of where we was.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So he caused us to serve our enemies in the land which thou knowest not. Give me Joshua chapter 11, verse 13.
Joshua. The book of Joshua, chapter 11, verse 13. But as for the cities that stood still in their strength, Israel burned none of them, save Hazor only, that did Joshua burn.
Hold on real quick. Let me make sure. Just trying to make sure. Let me get where I'm at. Start with 12.
The book of Joshua, chapter 11, verse 12. And all the cities of those kings and all the kings of them did Joshua take and smote them with the edge of the sword.
And smote them with the edge of the sword. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. Watch this. Read.
And he utterly destroyed them.
Read.
As Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded.
Read.
But as for the cities that stood still in their strength, Israel burned none of them, save Hazor only, that did Joshua burn.
Did Joshua burn. Now watch this. Give me Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 1. Now let me explain to y'all where we going to go into. I'm going to show y'all that when we as people, God commanded us not to be around other nations. And I know through certain points of the Bible, y'all see stuff like a whore, not an Edomite, and all that. But these things, which y'all got to understand, watch what happens as we go through this. I'm going to show y'all. Watch this. Read what you got. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 1.
On that day, they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people. And therein was found written that the Amorites and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of God forever.
That's in Deuteronomy chapter 23. Watch this.
Because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water.
Read.
But hired Balaam against them.
But hired Balaam against them. Come on.
That he should curse them. Howbeit our God turned the curse into a blessing.
So God turned that cursing to a blessing. Watch his read.
Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude.
So when we heard the law of God, when you heard the law of God, you're supposed to separate yourself from the multitude of the people. What is that mixed multitude right there? That was the mixed multitude that came out of us in Egypt. Give me Exodus chapter 12, verse 20, just to give them a look at what we're talking about. Exodus chapter 12, I think it's verse 42. Let me get there. Pages sticking together. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 30. Start with 37.
The book of Exodus chapter 12, verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot.
Read.
That were men besides children.
Read.
And a mixed multitude went up.
See, and a mixed multitude went up.
Also with them, in flocks and herds, even very much cattle.
And so you see that in a mixed multitude went up with them. So now, just to give you an understanding right there, brothers and sisters, that's why we went to Nehemiah 13, 1 through 3, just to show you that we separated from those people. Those people didn't stay with us the whole time.
Right.
And if you look at a Christian that tell you, well, what about the mixed multitude? They was not with us, brothers and sisters. They separated from us.
Yep.
But through our lust, we had to be around them people before we were scattered. Now, so before we were scattered, guys, our lust, we always went back around those people. Watch this, Judges chapter 3. I'm going to show y'all something. Judges chapter 3. Start with verse 1.
The book of Judges chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left, to prove Israel by them.
So these are the nations the Lord left to prove Israel by them.
Even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
Which have not known all the wars of Canaan, meaning which Israel did not fight in all the wars of Canaan. Because the reason why is that it on that first part? So we're going to explain it to you. Give me Joshua chapter 1, and I'm going to start with verse 10. This is so not all Israel knew the wars of Canaan. This is why. Give me Joshua chapter 1 and to go to 10 through 15.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 10. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host and command the people, saying, prepare your victuals, for within 3 days ye shall pass over this Jordan to go in to possess the land, which the Lord your God giveth you to possess it. And to the Reubenites and to the Gadites and to have the tribe of Manasseh spake Joshua, saying, remember the words which Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, that the Lord your God have given you rest, and have given you this land.
Hold on, the Lord your God have given you what?
Have given you rest.
Read.
And have given you this land.
See, that's why that our people didn't know war, because God gave us rest when we came into that land. So the kids, they didn't know about the wars because they weren't fighting, because we arrested from our what? Enemies, because we was keeping God's laws. Go ahead, read.
Verse 14. Your wives, your little ones.
You see, your wives, your little ones,
and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side Jordan.
Read.
But ye shall pass before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor,
Come on,
and help them.
Read.
Until the Lord have given your brethren rest.
Read.
As he hath given you. And they also have possessed the land which the Lord your God giveth.
So they all possess the land that the Lord your God had given. Come on.
Then ye shall return unto the land of your possessions and enjoy it.
Read.
Which Moses, the Lord's servant, gave you on this side of Jordan towards the sunrise.
Now give me Joshua chapter 23, verse 1. So it explains part of it, right? Now we're going to explain the other part of it. Watch this. Joshua 23 and 1.
Book of Joshua chapter 23 and verse 1.
Did everybody get that? The reason why our children, I'm showing y'all the reason why the children did not, where Judges 3 and 1 said that we rested from our enemies, that we didn't know all the wars of Canaan, because what happened is during this time, we was what? We was rested from our enemies. We have defeated all of them. All right, watch this. Read what you got.
It said, Joshua chapter 23, verse 1, and it came to pass a long time after that the Lord had given rest unto Israel.
Here it goes.
From all their enemies.
Hold on. It says, and it came to pass a long time. You see that long time, guys? It's a long time. It wasn't no 1 year, it wasn't no 2 years. It was years of us not fighting. Read.
That the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies around them.
Now, it's going to show you how long a time it was. Watch this. Listen up.
That Joshua waxed old and stricken in age.
So when Joshua was young, Joshua was just a young man. When he was fighting. He the one, he was the leader. So now Joshua was old and stricken in the age. So this had to be roughly 60 to 70 years, maybe. I don't know. I got to look and see how old Joshua was when he died. But this was a long period of time. Okay, it's a long period of time. Everybody got that. So we didn't fight for a long period of time. Come on, officer.
And Joshua called for all Israel, and for their elders, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age. And ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you.
Read.
For the Lord your God is he that hath fought for you.
So God fight for us. Read.
Behold, I have divided unto you by lot these nations that remain, to be an inheritance for your tribes, from Jordan, with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward. And the Lord your God, he shall expel them from before you and drive them from out of your sight. And ye shall possess their lands, as the Lord your God hath promised unto you. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, that ye turn not aside from them, to the right hand or to the left, that ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you.
So God told us not to come among these nations, the ones that remain among you. Don't come around, don't come among them. Read.
Neither make mention of the name of their God.
Read.
Nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves down unto them.
Read.
But cleave unto the Lord your God,
Read.
as ye have done unto this day.
Now you see this man's giving them a true confession of when he's dying. He's giving them a true confession. Watch this, read.
For the Lord hath driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day.
No man has been able to go against us unto this day. Read.
One man of you shall chase 1,000.
Read.
For the Lord your God, it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you.
Read, here it goes.
Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves,
Read.
that ye love the Lord your God.
So that the same love that we got in 1 John chapter 5 verse 3 is the same love is right here. As he said, take heed that you love the Lord your God, meaning keep his what?
Keep his law.
Keep his law. All right, let's go from there. Let's go back. Let's go back to Judges chapter 3, verse 1 again.
The book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
And so what was God proving? That we should keep his laws and not mingle amongst these what?
These are the nations.
But watch this, brothers and sisters. Watch this. Read.
Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know, to teach them war.
To teach them war.
At the least such as before knew nothing thereof. Namely, 5 lords of the Philistines.
So you had the Philistines.
And all the Canaanites.
And the Canaanites.
And the Sidonians. And the Hivites.
So you had the Sidonians and the Sidonians, the Hivites, come on.
That dwelt in Mount Lebanon.
Read.
From Mount Baal Hermon. Unto the entering in of Hamath.
So we into the entering of Hamath. Come on.
And they were to prove Israel by them.
They was to prove Israel by them.
To know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord.
See, that's why these nations was there. Not for us to practice war on them, but for us to what? See what we go keep the commandments of God. Read. Watch
which he had commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses.
Read.
And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, and Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
Now watch this, guys. Watch this. Just as quick as Moses died. Watch this. Read. Joshua died.
And they took their daughters.
Damn, there it goes. That's the whole thing. We went through all this to show you the lust of Israel. And they did what?
And they took their daughters to be their wives.
They could not stay away from them fast tail little African girls. They could not. And that's why that they have mixed the Africans amongst us right here in America right now. That's why they mix them amongst us. Now, let me explain something to you. Why the damn Japanese ain't mixed amongst us? Why the Vietnamese ain't mixed amongst us? Why? So you notice? They mix the Africans amongst us because we'll see those little girls' little booty shaking and we'll be right in their little backyard. What?
Messed up again.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Read, come on.
And they took their daughters to be their wives and gave their daughters to their sons and served their gods.
And we served their gods.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
You see, that's evil. So now, just because the Africans, hold on real quick. Give me your Zanzibar Comeback Battle Dictionary. Give me ham. Give me ham, because this is something you're going to learn. You're going to learn today, brothers and sisters. You're going to learn today. Give me ham. Because it says, And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. So now watch what happens. Watch this. Let's see what the color of those people are.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is the definition of Ham. The youngest son of Noah.
Read.
Born probably 96 years before the flood. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
Read.
He became the progenitor.
The progenitor means father of
the dark races.
The what races?
The dark races.
No, the black races.
The dark races.
Read.
Not the Negroes.
What color is the Negroes? We are brown from Boogie Down Production. So we are black. We are dark race like they are.
Yeah.
But we are 2 different people.
That's right.
So when you mix them in our neighborhoods, what are we gonna do? We're gonna chase them little young black because we think we brothers. They all do this. Hey brother, I'm not your brother. You know damn well we not no kin.
I wonder how come they didn't smell them back in.
We probably did.
They just nasty. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We was out in the jungle too,
yeah,
though. But now we kept bands. You know we did.
Yeah.
But watch this. Is that it on that? Let's go back.
When we finish it off?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, go. You ain't finished. Go ahead.
Well, about the
he became the progenitor of the Negroes. Come on.
Egyptians and so forth.
Yeah.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Not the Negroes.
But the Egyptians,
Africans,
the Ethiopians,
Africans,
the Libyans,
Africans,
and the Canaanites.
Africans. Y'all see that right there? There you go. So those black nations, right, look like us as color, skin color, but they was not our people. We're not the same people, brothers and sisters. So let's go back to verse 6, Judges 3 and 6. So what happened is, read it again.
The book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 6. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons, and served their gods.
Stop. So now when you see some of the Africans, brothers and sisters, let me show y'all something, what I mean by that. Give me Isaiah. I want Isaiah. Is it 66 or is it Zephaniah? Zephaniah 14 and 20. Zephaniah chapter 14, verse 20. I want where it says that it be no more Canaanites. Yeah, I want 14:21. Watch this. So this is after everything is done. This is after the wars and everything. And start with 18, then jump.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, in verse 18. Says, if the family of Egypt go not up, and come not, that have no rain, there should be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen.
Hold on, stop. Start with 17. Start with 17.
Verse 17. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth.
All the families of the earth.
Unto Jerusalem to worship the King.
Who's the King?
Christ.
Who's the King?
Christ.
Read.
The Lord of hosts. Even upon them shall be no rain.
And shall it be no rain upon these people. Read.
And if the people of Egypt.
Now listen closely, brothers and sisters. And the people of Egypt.
And if the people of Egypt go not up.
Come on.
And come not, that have no rain.
Read.
There shall be the plague.
That should be the plague.
Wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen.
Stop. What did God call the Egyptians?
Heathens.
Heathens. Read.
That come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt.
Stop. I got to show y'all this. Hold on. So what God called the heathens? Egypt. I mean, we
called Egypt.
He called Egypt heathens. Boy, I'm confused over here, y'all. Now let's watch it. Now, just to show you to know that heathens and Gentiles mean the same thing, give me Genesis chapter 10. Genesis chapter 10. And just in case somebody do this, put this in your book so you will be able to defend the gospel. Give me 10 and verse 5. Come on.
Genesis chapter 10 and verse 5.
Watch this.
It says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles.
Now these are the isles of the Gentiles.
Divided in their land.
Read.
Every one after his tongue.
Read.
After their families in their nation.
Come on.
And the sons of Ham.
So Ham was Gentiles. Read.
The sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim.
Mizraim is Egypt. Mizraim is Egypt. Read.
Put and Canaan.
And Canaan, the Canaanites, the same people we just got to read about. Same people we just got to read about. So these people are what? They are Gentiles and they are what? Heathens. So as all the other nations.
Yep.
So don't get it confused that the Africans are not heathens. They're heathens and they are Gentiles.
Because heathen just means nation.
And that's all it is. Same thing. Both of them is the same thing. The heathen is the nation, other nation. The Gentiles are the other what? Nations. The same thing. All right, so now we got that straight. I guess nobody like it. Let's go back to verse
Judges.
Yeah, Judges.
And verse 7.
Where was we at?
I think getting ready to go into verse 7. We ended verse 6. Judges chapter 3, verse 6, and they took their daughters.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 7, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and forgot the Lord their God and served Baalim in the groves.
And
Therefore,
that's it. So we forgot our God and we served Baalim and the groves. So we served other gods. Everybody understand it? So now, you see how God tempted them people by putting these other nations around them? You see that? But hold on, I didn't get through. I wanted to, Zechariah, please. I want to bring it out real quick. So just to let y'all know, watch what God said. So we read who the dark races was, which was the Canaanite was amongst those nations. The Egyptian was amongst those nations. Now jump to verse 21. Watch it.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 21. Excuse me. Yea, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts.
Every one of us, come on.
And all they that sacrifice shall come and take them. Take of them. And seethe therein. And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts.
Read that again. And in that day.
And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts.
Because you got to remember why I'm showing you that is because that's what I was going to bring up. You got to remember something is when you see some of those Canaanites, they look like us, right? Yep. You be like, damn, they look like it. Because the Israelites men was sleeping with the what? With the Canaanites, with the Hamites women. The Hamites go into the Perizzites, the Hivites, all of them are Hamites. So our men were sleeping with those women. And our women were sleeping with the Hamite men. You see what I mean? So what y'all got to realize, guys, is this. That's why God said it should be no more Canaanites, because those Canaanites can blend in with us because they look like us. Yeah. Just like Esau's kids can blend in with us because they are lighter skinned people then, but they still got that melanin in their skin, but they really are Esau.
Right.
See, that's how you can tell that Esau is who he is, because when you look at the so-called white man, you can see his skin go through his blood go through his skin. But when they have a baby by a black woman, the melanin overtakes the pigment of their redness. It takes it away. That's how you can't tell them that they Esau. You won't be able to tell them. Right. Because we got like Officer George is a little light. We got people way lighter than Officer George that you can see with light-skinned people. You can see a little bit of just a little bit of blood in there through their skin, but it's not bad. You know, you understand what I mean? It's not bad. Okay, so that's how Esau is able to, that's what Esau called themselves doing by showing all these mixed commercials where couples are mixed. So what they trying to do is they're trying to infiltrate us enough where they think God will be confused for when he comes back to save them. They trying to get their people saved, mixed in with our people. But go ahead.
And I was going to say, even before that time happened, is to get a multitude of people to be in agreement. Because people are already in agreement with that thing.
Yeah.
Speaking in terms of, well, we don't see nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That makes shows you the agreement. Gives people's minds are locked into it.
Yeah, and if you're in agreement with that, yeah, you definitely sick. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something that I don't blame on white people. White people will tell you, I don't want no black man with my daughter. That's cool because I don't want no white man with my daughter.
That's right.
So me and him is in agreement with that. We don't have to be we don't have to hate each other just to be in agreement with that. That don't mean you racist. Yeah. No, you stay with your people. We stay with our people. That don't mean you racist.
Yep, that's it.
What people want is people want to go off their lust. You think that a so-called white woman, Nuki, gonna be better, or you think a black girl, a white guy think a black. No. Your race is that's why God made your people for you. That Nuki is your Nuki. Then our Nuki is our Nuki. Yeah. That's what God said.
And acceptance too. They think they might be a little bit more accepted. You know, the black man.
Yeah, the black man, because we are at a low estate. And you're right about that. I agree with you 102%. That we might feel like we'll be accepted because of their because they're on top. Yeah. I'll put it like that. Because they're on top. We feel like we might be accepted. All right, so from her, let's go, Officer George. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 16. Let's see what Moses said right here. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 16. Let's see what Moses had to say about the situation. Let's see what God had to say to Moses about the situation. Watch this.
31:16. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring.
This people shall rise up and go a-whoring.
After the gods of the strangers.
After the gods of the strangers.
Of the land.
Of the land.
Whether they go to be among them and will forsake me and break my covenant, which I had made with them.
So you see, that actually happened after Moses died and Joshua died. Mm-hmm. The people started to do that. See, let me show y'all something. Y'all brothers and sisters that leads these camps, y'all this, y'all that, I'm going to show y'all something. When you get away from under your leader, that's what happens. You start to think, and you start to think on your level, which is a low level. Your level is you think it's okay to go sleep with a certain woman or hang out with a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Our people think it's okay because you get away from your leader. And your leader is telling you, no, brother. No. That's why you have a lot of these individuals like saying, no, I don't want to be in no camp. Oh, I don't want to be in no camp because they don't want nobody monitoring over them. The job of men of God is to make sure that our people can make it.
Right.
It's our job. So when you leave these camps and you don't want nobody monitoring over you, what happens is you go back into a life of sin because no one's over you that you can even be fearful of.
Right.
There's no one over you. I ain't got fear of you. I ain't got fear of nobody no more. So now I can just do what I want to what? Do. And that's what you see right here. When Moses died and soon as Joshua died,
there you go.
Our people went back doing the stuff that they wasn't doing for the longest. So Joshua kept them in line. But soon as Joshua was gone and it was no leader, let me show you that real quick. Give me Judges 1:1. Judges 1:1. Let me show y'all real quick what I'm talking about. Judges 1:1. That's why a lot of y'all women, when y'all leave y'all man, y'all say, oh, I'm free. I'm man free. You shake your head like this. Next thing you know, you got your legs in the air about 40 different men. You man free. And 40 different men, you still, ain't nobody want to stay with you. They just want your legs in the air. You man free. Now you're home. Yeah. Right. What you see?
Book of Judges, chapter 1, verse 1. Now, after the death of Joshua, it came to pass.
After the death of Joshua, it came to pass. Watch what they say.
That the children of Israel asked the Lord, saying, who shall go up for us against the Canaanites first to fight against them?
Stop. You see, our people don't even have no confidence. Joshua been fighting with you this whole time. Who put him there? God. Right then and there, you knew that they was going to fail right there when they asked God, who is going to fight for us? Let me tell you something, man.
And he's been fighting for them all the whole time. That's what Joshua told him.
And Joshua told him that God been fighting for him. So God will appoint another leader. But guess what? With our lust, it was not allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Because of our lust. And y'all brothers and sisters that join yourself to these goofy brothers because y'all want to get away from structure, you join yourself to goofy brothers. These brothers can't even tell you what love is. But you join yourself to these goofy brothers.
Right.
Because of your lust. Let's go back. Go back to Deuteronomy 31. One more time.
Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse...
Start with 17.
Then my anger shall be kindled against them.
Because they went and they start serving other gods. That's why he said my anger should be kindled against them. Read.
And I will forsake them.
I will leave them.
And I will hide my face from them.
Jeremiah 17:4. He's telling you right here. This is where he get it from. Read.
And they shall be devoured.
And they shall be killed.
And many evils and troubles shall befall them.
Stop. No disrespect, guys, but when we get to the end of this class, I want y'all to see how many of these rappers have died. We're going to break it down for you today. And we're going to show you how they died. We're going to break it down for you today. So now, what I want y'all to realize is, right here, it says, because they have forsaken God, he shall hide his face from them, meaning they have no protection. God only fights for you when you're doing his laws.
That's right.
So if you ain't doing his laws, he's not fighting for you. Read.
He says, are not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they have wrought, and in that they are turned unto other gods. Now therefore.
No, hold on. Now read 17 one more time. 17, 18.
Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them.
That's the Bible.
And they shall be devoured.
Y'all see that right now today. This is a prophecy that is happening before our face. Because God again is Bible, we are devoured. We getting killed. We are getting killed right now, literally in front of God's face. Read.
And they shall be devoured. And many evils and troubles shall befall them.
And so now we know where the evils and troubles is coming from our people. Read, watch this.
So that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us?
Because God is not among us, because we left his laws. Read.
Verse 18, and I will surely hide my face in that day from all the evils which they shall have wrought.
Which they have worked. That word wrought means work. Read.
And in that they are turned unto other gods.
And then they are turned unto other gods. From our also George, give me Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15.
Read.
But Jeshurun,
which is Israel. That's Israel. Jeshurun is Israel. Read.
Waxed fat.
They are grew fat.
And kicked. Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. thou art covered with fatness.
That's because we was ruling, and guess what? Everybody respected us. Everybody was respecting us, and what happened is we waxed fat, and guess what happens?
Then he forsook God.
Hold on. So Israel forsook God once he had grown fat. Once God had fought off all the nations, now we're sitting around and we forsook God. Watch this, read.
He forsook God which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation.
He lightly esteemed him, meaning he did not praise God. He praised God lightly. Read.
They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrifice unto devils.
They pray unto devils.
Not to God.
Not to God.
To God whom they knew not.
Read.
To new gods.
Caesar Borgia is a new god. Muhammad Islam is a new god. They was not around with even our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
No.
They weren't doing those religions. They was not around when Christ walked the earth. Those religions was not around. Read.
To new gods that came newly up.
Read.
Whom your fathers feared not.
Who our forefathers didn't fear those gods. Read.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful.
God begatted us, and we are unmindful of him. Read.
And has forgotten God that formed thee.
And we have forgot the God that formed thee. See, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and has forgotten God that formed thee. Read.
And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them.
And when God saw it, he abhorred them. He hated them. Read.
And because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters.
Read.
And he said, I will hide my face from them.
I might have my face from these people.
And I will see what their end shall be.
So you see what God says? I'm going to hide my face from them, and I'm going to see what their end is going to be. As you can see right now, God's face is hidden in the world, meaning our people don't know God's laws. So guess what's happening to them right now? You see a lot of crying, a lot of suffering, a lot of suffering, a lot of crying. A lot. Just look at the damn homeless people in your city. Look how they murmuring and talking to themselves. Look how they sitting outside in the cold like it's normal. Eating out of garbage cans.
Man.
Eating hamburgers and stuff that sick people throw away. You might have AIDS or hepatitis C, man. And they eat the meat and the food that you ate off of. That's a sickness. Read.
For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is
they are very perverse generation. That word forward means perverse.
Children in whom is no faith.
They got no faith. They don't believe in God. They believe in the gods that they see that got the money. Read.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to an anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy.
I will move them to jealousy.
With those which are not of people.
Stop. I will move them to jealousy with those who are not of people. Let me show y'all something. What more? Who are the blacks jealous of these days? Who they want to be like more than anything? The white man. They want to be just like the white man. Matter of fact, that you know what they want? We want to replace the white men and be like them, evil, nasty. And you know what? And you might say, you might get offended by what I'm saying, but you know damn what? You can look at yourself and you can, if you on here and you white and you looking at my class, you know damn well you hate black people. Ain't no damn way you can't tell me you don't hate black people.
And then laugh at them when they see them put their blind in their head, trying to look like them.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, hey, man, I'm going to tell you, that's why God said these times right here is now. Things is getting revealed. You're not going to hide your hatred towards our people no more.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody. Nike takes a whole contract from a man that just posted a post. I wonder how many of these brothers that post nasty posts on their posts. And nobody took nothing away from them.
Ain't said nothing. Yeah.
But this dude posts a Hebrew to Negro, the nigga.
Wow.
And then, I'm appalled. I'm appalled. Oh my God. I can't, I can't sleep at night because he posted. Bro, are you crazy? But you see black on black crime every day. But you see racist white people every day. How the hell can you live with yourself seeing the KKK march every time they want to march? And they go to the capitals and the police protect them. But you can't even, they got the right to march. Yeah. They got the freedom to march. But you black men ain't got the freedom to post a post on your page.
What was that Trump used to say? Make America what again?
Make America great again. We know that what he was talking about. Make those niggers a slave again. That's basically what they were saying. Come on, man. We as people, man, we sit around and try to act like we come on, man. Who we fooling, man? How many times you gonna make excuses for people? Do I say, oh man, all white people are bad? No, I think it's some of them that I'm just looking at who like people I work with and stuff. I'm not saying that all of them, they all got that wicked thought in their head, but will some of them help you? Yes, some of them will. Yeah. I'm not saying that. Some of them help them. I help some of them when I'm at my job. Right. I got to.
Because Paul told us to do that.
Paul said get along with all people if possible.
Right.
But what we're saying is don't try to hide behind the persona of America as God. In God we trust. I did it. Check out our class in God we trust too. Don't try to hide behind that to cover up the hatred of a people.
Right.
God is already uncovering you. He's uncovering you. And it ain't gonna do nothing to get worse. It's gonna get so worse. Y'all brothers and sisters is listening to this class. It's gonna get so worse when you start seeing the Israelites get killed on the streets. When you start seeing them lock us up. Just know they locking brothers up for reading the Bible.
That's the only gun and weapon we got.
That's the only weapon we got is our Bible. Just remember they locking brothers up for reading the Bibles.
Think how strange that is.
But you know what? Is it absurd? No, it ain't, because if they just took a contract from Kyrie for just posting a tweet, damn, that brother just posted a tweet. If he would have had black holes on that tweet, you think they would have took his contract?
He probably would have said nothing.
How many of y'all women think y'all would have took the contract? They would have took the contract with him. Man. They wouldn't have took their contract. If he said black nappy head hoes, like that one reporter said, yeah. I mean, like that one dude said. That's what he said. You black nappy head hoes. He didn't have to apologize. No. He didn't have to pay. He didn't have to pay $5,000 for making that comment. He didn't have to go sit down in the front of a bunch of black women and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go to some kind of special therapy.
Don't ever think. See, me personally, man, I do whatever I ask when whatever I'm able and asked to do for my job. But one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna sugarcoat who we are. Don't ask me what I teach or don't watch what I teach if you don't like what I teach. Yeah. I teach the Bible, and a lot of y'all, y'all not gonna get it anyway. A lot of y'all ain't gonna get it. But if you're trying to sneak in and see what I teach, you're going to be offended what you hear. That's right. Because I didn't invite you. I didn't invite you to look at my class. So don't come on my page and say, hey, what you teach is not, I didn't invite you on here. I didn't say, Officer Joyce didn't invite you on here. We TTIC, we didn't invite y'all on here. We asked the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians to come on our page and look what we look at. So if anybody's on here other than the black, Hispanic, Native Indians, you need not to be on this page. For what reason? Because this ain't for you.
Ain't for you.
This ain't for you. Just like I wouldn't be on the KKK page.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on. I know that they're going to call me nigger. I know they're going to call me all type of things. Why would I go on that page and look on that page, y'all? That is stupid. That's stupidity. And they say if you keep on doing something, or if you keep doing something and you get the same result, it becomes what? Insanity. So why are you insane by keep on looking on the page? I don't mingle myself. You won't see me out with the Japanese. You won't see me out with the Chinese. You won't see me out with the Hamites, which is the Africans. You won't see me out with the so-called white man. You won't see me out with the East Indian, which is Elam. You won't see me with those people. You won't see me out having a drink or sitting down with those people. They're not going to do the same with me either. They're not going to say, hey, bro, you want to come and hang out with us? Drink? No, they're not going to say that with me.
No, have a drink of sake.
Yeah. So I just get to the point. I just wanted to get that out of the way. What verse was we at? We already read 32, 22?
No.
Read 22. Deuteronomy 32, 22.
I'm trying to say if we finished, did we finish 21?
Yeah, we finished 21.
Okay, verse 20.
I will provoke you with a foolish nation. Come on.
It says, for fire is kindled in my anger. It shall burn unto the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischief.
Now, that's it. Just 22. Just 22. That's it. 81 and 12. Psalms 81 and 12. So these are the things you got to understand is the lust of our people, because we can't stay away from these other nations. God, the cause is us wanting to be around these other people. The effect is the punishment that we receive in the day. That's why when y'all wake up, y'all got to recognize the things that our forefathers done. You got to be able to come to grips that our forefathers have sinned against. Our forefathers have sinned against God. Our forefathers have sinned against God, and we must not repeat the same cycle. If you repeat the same cycle, you get the same result. We got to break the cycles of that. Stop mingling with these people. No, it's okay to say good morning. It's okay to say, hey, how you doing? It's okay to say that. It's okay to work with people. No one's saying that. No one. What I'm telling you is stop celebrating their days. Stop drinking. Stop celebrating the Chinese New Year's. Stop celebrating America's New Year's. Stop celebrating America's Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's what we're telling you. Come out of those things and come back to your God.
That's right.
And stop being around non-Israelite people. I'm telling you that. Stop being around non-Israelite people. When you at work, you got to be around other people. When you come home, you should be in your household and you should be speaking with people of the law.
You're trying to learn your own heritage.
You try to learn your own heritage. That's I'll pray. Well said, Officer George. Read what you got.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 81 and verse 12. So I gave them up unto their own hearts' lust.
Now you see what God said? So I gave them up unto their own hearts' lust.
And they walked in their own counsel.
See, our people walk in their own counsel. That's why God gave us up. He gave us up because we walk in our own counsel, brothers and sisters. We don't walk in the counsel of God. We try to figure out that we can do things the way we want to do it. We can do things the way we want to do it. Let me tell y'all something. How many of y'all think God? How many of y'all think God is mean or is not fair? Who think God is not fair? Because what you're gonna find out, God is all the way fair. You're the only people on this earth got time to repent. Got a chance to repent. But all the nations got a chance to be servants in the kingdom. God is really fair. He's real fair. Because he can destroy all the other nations off and just take his chosen ones. But he said all the other nations can be servants in the kingdom. Except one. Except one. All right, from her. Deuteronomy 28:15. Jump to 15, then 28.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said all these curses shall overcome thee and overtake thee. Jump down to 28.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
And blindness.
And blindness. Remember, I told you I was going to come back to this. Read.
And astonishment of heart.
So God, so he smote us with madness. That's what you see in our people out here just running around killing each other. Blindness. We don't understand who we are as a people. We're blind to who we are.
Yeah.
We see a people in front of us, and we see a people who struggling. We see a people who hate each other. We see a people who always trying to get ahead of each other. But they're not trying to get ahead of the other people, the other nations. But they're trying to get ahead of each other. They trying to outdo each other. They're trying to give me some words, give me some. They trying to
Hey, you saying it?
Yeah, I'm saying it, but it's something else I want to say. They trying to outshine each other. They trying to outshine.
Yeah, within their own community.
Within their own community. You know how you get ahead, you black folks. I don't know if y'all ever knew this, man, but if you take one black folk and you show him what you know, and he be successful, and then he takes another black person and show what you taught him, which what he knows now, and that person be successful. And then then he does, and it goes on down the line. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, you got 100 black brothers that got their own business. But what's wrong with you black brothers? You want to be the only one in the whole city that owns your own business.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day the competition is plenty of room for everybody to make money. Even here, for you got Louisville, you brothers, y'all can expand I'm just talking about here in Louisville. You got Louisville, you got the whole Kentucky that you can do your business out of. Then you got the whole Indiana that you can do your business out of. And you got Ohio. You can go as far as Ohio. I'm just using Kentucky. You go as far as Ohio, Tennessee. Because you might have jobs. They might be, you can stay, you might have jobs, might be 3-4 days. I'm just using whatever skill that you got. You know what I mean? You can go, you might have to go stay in Tennessee for 3 weeks to get a job done. But in those 3 weeks, you will make your what? Money. Mm-hmm. You can take your wife, or Tennessee is a 2-hour drive, right? You can go up there. If your wife have to stay at home with the kids in school, you can go up there, come back, go up there, come back, you can travel. You gotta make it work. But what I'm saying is if you teach other brothers to trade, then all y'all are successful in your business. And then when it slow down for brothers, since you help that brother, when it slow down, that brother, hey man, hey, I got a job, man. I got 3 jobs. I only can do 2 of them. It's other job, man. It's worth 100,000, man. But I can't cover it all. Can you get it from me?
I was getting ready to say, I was with you.
See what I mean?
Because that's like reciprocating.
Yes.
We too stuck on. Go ahead. I want to say the N word.
I got you.
But we too stuck on worrying about one brother getting ahead of another brother in some kind of way. But it ain't about that. If you did get ahead of me, what if those periods of time come about like you were just demonstrating? Mm-hmm. Might be a time you come back, you might do something to be favorable for me to expand.
There you go.
But, you know what I'm saying? And we keep it moving like that.
Yeah.
We too stuck on want to be the man on top and be the only one shining instead of, because think about the Edomites, how they progressed. Mm-hmm. They helped one another form their businesses, their industries, and they all grew together.
You know what, black people, because we read that again, Deuteronomy 28, then I'm gonna make my point.
Deuteronomy 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Madness.
And blindness.
Blindness.
And astonishment of
You know
heart.
what? With those three things, God spite us with, we be thinking in our heads, black folks think in our head because we blind. We be thinking in our head, it can't be enough money out here for just, and for all of us. I can cover all the businesses. You'll burn yourself out. You'll burn yourself out, then you will start doing bad jobs, trying to rush so you can do the next job instead of you helping another brother grow.
Yeah.
Helping another brother grow. And make agreement with y'all brothers. Look, man, look, real talk. I'm going to teach you this, but I'm going to take this side, you take this side, the next person you teach, take that side, and that way we got all the things covered under one thing. And we can go on together as one company. Even one company, and as everybody got their fair equal share of the company.
Right.
Everybody have their own unit set up in the company. But I'm just showing y'all something that black folks don't do. We don't have no unity. We don't have no unity. And that's why it's hard for me to trust black folks, meaning the ones that's not in the truth. Because we'll turn on each other in a minute. We'll lie on each other. We'll hurt each other. We'll rob each other. We're not supposed to do those things. That's the lust of our people. But let me keep on because I don't want to go on and stretch out. Give me Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 14. We got about 30 more minutes, guys. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 14. Watch it.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee.
So he said, I'm going to make thee a waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee. Read.
In the sight of all that pass by.
Read.
So it shall be a reproach and a taunt.
So we are disapproval to the other nations, and they taunt us. Read.
An instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee.
So we are what? It says an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee. Read.
When I shall execute judgment in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebuke. I, the Lord, have spoken it.
Now that's why you see why our brothers get treated the way they get treated in the sport industry. Because God said he shall make us a reproach and a taunt. What's those people doing when they taunt us? What they doing?
A taunt is like agitating or like to agitate.
Right, to agitate somebody, right? So they taunting us. They taunting us like, oh, Kyrie, how could you do that? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Kanye, oh, man, you crazy, man. You need to get on, you crazy, man. This in my times. That's why if y'all look at that new video that Ye sent out, when he said that they sacrificed his mom, not he sacrificed, but they sacrificed his mom. He was talking about Michael Jordan sacrificed his dad. They killed his dad. You know what I mean? He was telling about different people sacrifice different people. Why was he saying? He said you can talk to Jay-Z, you can talk about Jay-Z, you can talk about Beyonce. He said you can do it to them, you can do it to any of the other people, Shaq or any of those other people, but you can't do it to me. He said, see, I'm a God on the earth. He said, we're not gonna go into that, but he said I'm a God on the earth, but because they took my billions and I've still got 400 million. So they couldn't shut him up all the way. Because 400 million, he can still live off that for the rest of his damn life. Yeah. So he's telling you now those are actual facts. That's his actual money. He got the 400 million. Yeah. So that's his money.
Start other businesses still.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. So what I'm saying to y'all is that Kanye, Ye. It was another video that surfaced not too long ago, brothers and sisters. It was another video that surfaced that when Kanye was a younger man, he said if you say anything about any of these people, they will take all your money. So as you brothers and sisters that thought that brother was crazy, he already knew the things that he was saying was going to take his money away. But what y'all didn't understand is maybe he wanted to get out of those contracts because these people was ruling him. He couldn't say nothing or do nothing. But he knew exactly how much money he was going to have left, bro.
Yep.
He knew, hey, bro, you a dummy if you didn't think Kanye knew how much. Plus, he owns lands and stuff, y'all. He owns land properties. So don't think the brother is stupid, man. He told y'all who you are. God gave him a job to do it. He did it.
He did it.
He did it.
That's right.
And he ain't standing there. Go ahead, Austin.
And he ain't wavering.
He ain't wavering. He ain't standing down none for what he said. And as you see Kyrie, is Kyrie begging to get that Nike contract back? Nah. He's staying where he is. So what y'all got to understand is what y'all gonna do with y'all lust. See, those brothers should be an example to y'all brothers and sisters that these brothers is in the world and they able to drop everything that they had to drop to tell that we are the people of the Bible. Now, what y'all gonna do? They're supposed to be doing the laws, statutes, commandments.
But maybe not only that, they probably got a somewhat of a knowledge, maybe the potential of the kingdom.
Yes. Oh, yes. Most
Because they know what they got. If they get to the kingdom, it's going to be even more so than what they got. And I mean, that goes for each and every one of us.
So, all praises, Officer George. All praises. So now read that part. Read verse 15 again, because I want to make a point right here.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 15. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt.
A taunt.
And an instruction and an astonishment.
Read.
Unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgment in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebuke.
Stop. You know, when God executed judgment in us, let me show y'all something, man. Do y'all know that we put blind hair in our head? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that the blind hair that we put in our head is an abomination? Watch this. Let's keep moving because I ain't going to get into that. But it says, I got it coming in another class. It says, explain why we put on these things. Why we put these things in our hair and these clothes on our bodies. Give me Proverbs 3 and 31. The things we lust after, guys, is for people that don't have a God.
Yes.
It don't matter how angry people get, they don't have a God. God is not white. That's clearly or red. He's not red. He's not white. He's not Santa Claus. All right, read what you got.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So God says, envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 4. God says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. So we cannot put their clothing on. You know why we don't put their clothing on? Because they don't have the bodies that we have. They don't have the toneness that we have. You know how hard they gotta work to get their bodies toned up? Just our men are like natural, man. You see our men, it's brothers that you would just see naturally built. You know what I mean? And then when they work on their bodies, they get puffed. That's why when in the old gym workouts, in the old what's those competitions?
Like bodybuilding
competition. Have you ever noticed the black men put oil on their body and they be like, you'll see every damn muscle. You be like, damn, he bumped up. Who started doing it after that? The white man. I'm gonna put some oil on my body. But he didn't put no muscle, no oil on that pale ass body. He had to get a tan. So you can see the definition of.
Yeah, you can't see that with that old white mayonnaise color.
He ain't doing it. He's in the spirit. He's in the spirit. Read what you got.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, and verse 4. It says, for neither did the mischievous inventions of men deceive us.
Neither did the mischievous inventions of men deceive us.
Nor an image spotted with diverse colors.
With diverse colors. Neither did an image that's spotted with diverse colors.
The painter's fruitless labor.
The painter's fruitless labor.
The sight whereof entices fools to lust after.
Hold on, read it again.
The sight whereof entices fools to lust after.
As you brothers and sisters is in that Christianity garbage, y'all lust after a fool. Caesar Borgia is a foolish man. That is not Jesus. Read.
And so they desire the form of a dead image.
Whoa, hold on, what he say? They did what? They did what?
So they desire the form of a dead image.
They desire the form of a dead image
that has no breath.
That has no breath in it. So that white image of Jesus don't have no life in it. None. None at all. Pow is dead.
Yep.
So everybody, I want y'all to understand that. Matthew chapter 25, verse 32 and 33. Our people lust after things that is not possible. This God said that thing is dead, and we lust after that thing. You right now, bro. Right now, if my mom was still alive, boy, she could hear all these scriptures coming out, but she'll tell you, Jesus ain't got no color.
That's what.
Well, if you ain't got no color, why y'all got a white men in y'all churches? I just don't understand.
Transparent.
That's what she told me. He was transparent. He ain't got no color. He was transparent. He was clear. And I'm like, what? Hold on. But, you know, I didn't. If he's, I'll tell you, my mom. Lord bless her soul, because before she died, like I said, I tried to give her the understanding. But when my mom told me, she got mad. She said, you need to go learn from the pastor. You need to go learn from a man that got understanding. And she knew her baby. She knew me. She knew I was a dumbass all my life. I was just a dumbass. So she said, ain't no way you, boy, you don't know this Bible. You a dumbass.
Ain't no way you can learn it.
I'm going to tell you straight up what I'm telling you. Ain't no way you can learn this Bible, boy. You a dumbass.
Boy,
my mama said. Boy,
ain't no way, boy.
That didn't hurt my feelings, guys. You know what hurt my feelings was? She hung up on me. Real talk. That hurt my feelings. That right there was like, damn. I couldn't believe my mom believed. She wouldn't even listen to her son. And she died without getting God's laws. So that's why I'm here today, period, to save any of y'all that I can by letting y'all hear God's laws. Real talk. Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a lot of your loved ones that's not going to listen to y'all, brothers and sisters, man. Y'all going to have to accept that thing. Y'all have to let them go. Because my mom died without getting God's laws, man. That means she'll never get saved, brothers and sisters. So, with that being said, man, on that note, please, when we teaching y'all, listen up. Listen up. 1 Corinthians, where I'm on it?
Matthew 25:32.
Nope. I missed the 1 Corinthians 7:31. I missed a whole lot of stuff. 1 Corinthians 7:31 first.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And he said 31 verse.
Watch this.
It says, and they that use this world.
They that use this world.
Is not abusing.
It's not abusing this world.
For the fashions of this world passes away.
Because we sitting around here blinding our hair and putting on these tight clothes, and these things gonna pass away, brothers and sisters. That stuff is not worth your life. They're gonna pass away. Read.
But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried.
I'm sorry, it's all I wanted. I'm sorry. Oh, this was Solomon chapter 13, verse 30. So it says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, For the fashion of this world passeth away. Remember that, brothers and sisters. All that high-end clothes you putting on, all that stuff, brothers and sisters, that stuff gonna pass away. When you die, your clothes die with you because they can't go nowhere. They can't go with you. So you spent if you spent $1 million on clothes, what do it really matter?
Don't even matter.
You better start being like me, because I went from all those name brands, and it's not because I'm an older man now, because I still like to dress. But I'm gonna tell you something. Paying all that money for those clothes is not worth it, brothers and sisters. You can buy you a damn house. You can start you a business with the damn. If you think about it, you add up the money you spend on these clothes, man, you can buy you a damn business, man. Read what you get.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 3. It says, with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be God.
With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Which, watch this.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
So stop. So we go off the beauty of this world right now. But the Bible says, read it again.
It says, with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods.
Read.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Watch this.
For the first author of beauty hath created things.
You see that? God is the author of beauty. So God knows what beauty is. That's why he gave you woolly hair. That's why he gave you the pretty black skin, the pretty brown skin. That's why he gave you that. That's why he gives you those things. He knows what the author, he knows what beauty is. He's the author of beauty. He's the author of beauty. So that's why we know who he is. I mean, God knows who he is. He knows what beauty is.
That's right.
He knows what beauty is. Now, a lot of y'all, I don't know if y'all know, I'm not going to do it on this class, but we lust after people who look good. That's what people do.
Right.
They lust after people who look good. And, that's why a lot of people probably didn't accept Christ when he walked earth, because he didn't have that beauty of a man. He didn't have that all right out beauty.
That certain look.
That certain look. Yeah. So when he was King Solomon, when he was King Solomon, everybody loved King Solomon because of his beauty. Just like everybody loved King David because of his beauty. Now, when Christ came back, and when Jesus came back as Christ, nobody went after him for his what? Beauty. So a lot of people didn't follow Christ. In this world, you will see a lot of people follow people because they're their looks. And that's the problem with out here. You're following a lot of wicked people because of their looks. Because we all know, like, when you got kids, when kids are little, the first thing you say, oh, he's such a pretty baby. Oh, yeah. And then he'll throw a piece of duty on you. You'll smile. Oh, he threw a piece of duty on you. Then he hit you upside your head with a brick. You'll smile. Oh, he was. See, that's all because of the looks. But let the ugly baby throw a piece of duty. Let that ugly baby throw a piece of duty. Man, you hit the baby. Hey, what the hell you doing to it?
Little side kicking. Pow! Little baby be, little buddy be holding his belly.
Hey, you messed up the baby, man.
You could hit him in the gut, man.
Y'all know what I'm saying. That's sad, though, because people do that.
Yeah.
And y'all believe it. People do that.
They do.
People do that. It might not be you, but people do that.
Yeah.
People do that thing right here. Yeah, people do that thing, man. So now watch this. Where I want to go at, Officer George. Give me we already went to Wisdom Psalm 13 and 3. All right, give me Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. Now watch this. So the beauty, let's see what the beauty of God is. Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. Come on with it.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
Read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
Read.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
And the hair of his head was like the pure. Stop. Is Caesar Borgia's hair wool?
No.
No. Everybody know how ignorant are they to put up a portrait of Caesar Borgia with straight goat hair, and his hair is not wool. They got the description. That's how you brothers saying that the Bible is the white man's Bible. Come on, man. It can't be the white man's Bible because it says what? Read it again.
Right here. It says, Daniel says, that I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and Ancient of Days did sit.
And the Ancient of Days is God. He's older than days, brothers and sisters. Read.
And his garment
was
white as snow.
Read.
And the hair of his head.
And the hair of his head.
Like the pure wool.
So the hair of his head was like the pure wool.
His throne was like the fiery flame.
Read.
And his wheels as burning fire.
And his wheel as burning fire. But watch this. Let's go to Daniel chapter 10, verse 6. Let's go to Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. Watch this.
The book of Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen.
Read.
Whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
So he had a girdle around his loins that was made out of gold. Read.
His body also like the beryl.
His body was like the beryl. That beryl was going to a green garment. He had a green garment on. Watch this. Read.
And his face.
And his what?
And his face as the appearance of lightning.
And his face was the appearance of lightning. Watch this.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
Read.
In color.
And what?
And his arms and his feet.
And his arms and his feet. So now watch this, because a lot of y'all got thrown out when it says his face was the appearance of lightning.
And his eyes.
Hold on, also. And his face was the appearance of lightning. Now watch this. Is your face and your arms and your legs the same color? Yes. Let's see how they cut. Watch this. Read.
And his eyes as lamps of fire. And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
Black. So his face was black. Read.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
And not like a voice of a multitude. So Christ was a black man. That's who that's talking about. Christ was a black man. And so how are we so in love with Caesar Borgia picture? You got people with it in their houses. You love it. Like McDonald's. They love it. But we are blinded to the fact it's our lust. We lust all these people. Oh, their looks. Oh, their dick. Hey man, look, let me tell you, when I was growing up into the 70s, man, and I'm not being funny, our brothers never said white people look good. How about you? You was born in the 50s. How did you ever hear that?
No.
Real talk, did you ever hear white people look good?
No. Very rarely. It might have been like a movie star.
And that was later in life, right?
Later in life. Yeah. It's just maybe twice in life that I've heard something that kind of made me go, what the hell?
Okay, so, but now when you look at it, they the beauty of the world.
Yeah. The signature.
That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Where did this come from? All right, Premier. Give me Matthew chapter, now give me Matthew 25 and 32. And 33. I'm using this as this right here. Watch this. I'm going to show you. Watch this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25. And 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations.
And before him shall be gathered all nations.
And he shall separate them one from another.
Read.
As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
As the shepherd divided his sheep from the goat. Watch this.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand.
The sheep has what kind of hair? Woolly hair. Read.
But the goats on the left.
The goats is going to be on the left hand. So they're not going to be on the same hand as the sheep.
No.
So when Christ come back, that's what he's going to do. He's going to divide the sheep, his sheep, from the goats, which is other people. Everybody understand it?
Yes.
All right. From her, give me Hosea chapter 7, verse 9. Let's pick it up a little bit. Hosea chapter 7, verse 9.
The book of Hosea, chapter 7, and verse 9. It says, strangers have devoured his strength.
If strangers have devoured his strength.
And he knoweth it not.
And we don't know it. Strangers have devoured our strength, guys. And we know it not.
Yea, gray hairs are here.
Gray hairs are here.
And they're upon him. Yet he knoweth not.
See, our people is getting old. And when you get old, you're supposed to get, the older you get, the more wisdom you're supposed to get. But right here it says they have gray hairs are here and there upon them, yet he knows our people still don't understand the truth. We still don't understand, these are the same people that was killing us. Now all of a sudden they are friends. They're the best friends ever.
Yeah.
Oh man, we are gone damn crazy.
Wow.
Right, so read it again.
Hosea chapter 7 and verse 9. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not.
And he knoweth it that he is us. That he is us. We don't know that they have devoured our strength. Read.
Yea, gray hairs are here, and they're upon him. Yet he knoweth not.
Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 1. Our people still don't understand this thing, and it's right before their face. Ecclesiastes 23 and 1. Hey man, if you are if you retarded, you can understand that Kyrie Irving is getting treated different. You can tell Kendrick Lamar is getting treated different.
That's right.
You can tell that Deshaun Jackson was getting treated different. You can tell that what's his name? Nick Cannon was getting treated different. You can tell these things. How can you not tell?
Man, that just outright show you how hateful people just transformed it. You can see the hate that's already in the people, but they're showing how quickly they can bring it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, everything was fine and dandy at first. Commentators always smiling, patting them on the back, just, you know what I'm saying?
You the best thing ever.
Best thing ever.
Until you say one word that ticked their people off.
Whoa, and then you see the evil come out of it quick.
You know how we know that Amalek, which is the so-called Jewish people that's over in Israel, the Khazar Jews, don't you know how we know that they the same people as America? How we know this is because why when them people got offended, did the people of America cut these brothers off?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you cut these brothers off for a whole nother country that was way over there? Why would you cut them off for a country that way over there? Because y'all the same people.
Same people, man.
Read what you get.
The book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 23, verse 1. Says, Lord, Father and Governor of all my whole life, lead me not to their counsels, and let me not fall.
Lead me not to their counsel, let me not fall by them. Read.
Who will set scourges over my thoughts.
Who will set scourges over my thoughts.
And the discipline of wisdom over mine heart.
So he said, don't lead me to them. He's saying who would set scourges over my thoughts. He's talking about God. He's talking about God is gonna set scourges over his thought, meaning he's not gonna let him think outside of what he needs to think. He's not gonna let him go to his freaky thoughts. He's not gonna let him go into his lustful thought. He said, set scourges over my thoughts and my discipline. Read.
that they spare me not for my ignorance.
That they spare me not for my ignorance.
And it pass not by my sin.
Read.
Lest my ignorance increase.
That's my what?
And lest my ignorance increase.
Lest my ignorance increase.
My sins abound to my destruction.
See, when you sin, brothers, that is your destruction. That's your destruction. When you sin, that's why he said, let my ignorance increase. Don't let my ignorance increase. And my sin abound to my destruction. Read.
And I fall before mine adversary.
And see, that's the last thing you want to do is fall before these people. Let me tell you something. Y'all brothers and sisters, when the time get to getting, let me tell you something. If you fall out this truth, you'd rather die keeping God's laws than die falling out because they spiritual. I'm going to tell you again. You'd rather die keeping God's law because when you die, if you fall out, they're gonna talk bad about you. And you think they kicking your butt now? Wait till you fall out. They gonna kick your tire butt. They gonna laugh. They gonna throw jokes. Oh man, I thought your religion. I thought you was son of God, bro. I thought you was son of God. Oh, you a son of the devil, ain't you? Oh, you over here with me now, brother.
Yep.
See, they know that. They know who they are. Read.
It says, lest my ignorance increase and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before my enemies. I fall before my adversaries.
Fall for enemies.
And my enemies rejoice over me.
Actually, that's the adversaries, enemies, read.
Whose hope is far from thy mercy.
See who hope is far, because these people don't have mercy.
No.
Do they have mercy on Kyrie? Kyrie apologized. He said, look, man, I'm sorry for blah, blah, blah. He gave him 500,000. They still said that's not enough. So when he said, read it again.
It says, lest my ignorance increase and my sins abound to my destruction. And I fall before my adversaries.
Read.
And my enemies rejoice
and my enemies rejoice over me.
Whose hope is far from thy mercy.
And whose hope is far from thy mercy. Where we at?
That's Ecclesiastes 23, right at the end of.
Give me Ecclesiastes 22 and 27.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 22, verse 27. Who shall set a watch before my mouth?
Stop. This is where I meant to start at right here, guys. I'm sorry. Who shall set a watch before my mouth?
And a seal of wisdom upon my lips.
Read.
That I fall not suddenly by them.
Read.
And that my tongue destroy me not.
Now that's why it's going into verse 23 and 1. It says, O Lord Father, governor of my whole life, lead me not into their counsel, and let me not fall by them, who will set scourges over my thoughts, my discipline, over my wisdom, over my mind heart, that they spurn me not for my ignorance, and I pass not by my sins. Unless my ignorance increases and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before my adversaries, and my enemies rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy. Come on.
Verse 4. O Lord, Father and God of my life, give me not a proud look.
Give me not a proud look.
But turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind.
Turn away from thy servants always a haughty man. Come on.
Turn away from me, vain hope.
Hold on, stop. He said, turn away thy servant a haughty man. Give me Proverbs. Give me Proverbs. I'm going to show you why he said, turn away from me a haughty heart. Give me Proverbs chapter 18 and where's it at? 12. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 12.
Watch this.
Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
See, that's why he said that. Before destruction, a man's heart is haughty. So let's go back to where we was. Read 4 again. 23 and 4.
The book of Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 22, 3 verse 4. It says, O Lord, Father, and God of my life, you give me not a proud look.
Come on.
But turn away from thy servant always a haughty mind.
Read.
Turn away from me in vain hope.
Vain hopes.
And concupiscence.
And concupiscence, lust, and sexual lust. Read.
And thou shalt hold him up that is desirous always to serve
Did you
you.
see that? So turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscence. Because a lot of us brothers that's in the truth, y'all still play the lottery to hit the big lottery. I'm talking about the $1 billion that was out here, the $100 million. Y'all paying that. That's a vain hope, brothers. Because if you get that lottery, you can kiss the truth goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now. Showgirls and popcorn all day.
Yeah, baby.
Sister Collar. Looking at the showgirl and popcorn. They know damn well you ain't gonna sustain this truth, boy. When you get that, you got 100 boys.
That bank account come your guy.
Yeah, that bank account is your guy. Hey, all right. Hey, boy, your whole mouth full of popcorn and woman. Read what you got. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Let not the greediness of the belly nor the lust of the flesh take hold of me.
Don't let the greediness of thy belly and the lust of thy flesh, come on.
And give not over me thy servant into an impudent mind.
An imputed mind is imputed. Imputed means to be smart. Imputed means the opposite, not smart mind. Read.
Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth.
If you hear it, O children, the discipline of the mouth.
He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips.
And so if you discipline your mouth, you will never be taken in your lips. Read.
So the sinner shall be left.
Stop. You see what he said? You be disciplining your mouth, meaning men and women, wives. If you keep your lips, your husband would never clock out on you. That's what he's saying. If you keep your lips, if you discipline your mouth, he ain't gonna never clock out on you because your mouth is what? Discipline. Same thing with you men. If you men discipline your mouth, you would never have your elder in your ass. He ain't gonna be able. He don't got to, because guess what? You discipline yourself.
Right.
You understand? Same thing with anybody. Come on.
It says the sinner shall be left in his foolishness.
A sinner should be left in his foolishness.
Both the evil speaker and the proud shall fall thereby.
So the evil speaker, so the sinner and shall be left in his foolishness. Both the evil speaker and the proud shall be left thereby. Come on.
Accustom not thy mouth to swearing.
Don't accustom your mouth to swearing.
Neither use thyself to the naming of the Holy One.
Neither use thyself to the naming of the Holy One. Come on.
For as a servant that is continually beaten shall not be without a blue mark.
So if you beat somebody, they not going to be without a blue mark eventually if you keep on hitting them in the same spot. They not going to be without a blue mark. Read.
So he that sweareth the name of God continually shall not be faulted.
That's y'all brothers with that calling God all these damn different names. As y'all keep on calling God by his name, period. It says, as a servant that continue to be beaten shall not be without blue mark. So is he that sweareth by the name of God continually shall not be faultless. Keep on saying God's name, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh. And God he go read. Come on.
It says a man that uses much swearing shall be filled with iniquity.
Read.
And the plague shall never depart from his house.
Read.
If he shall offend, his sin shall be upon him.
Come on.
And if he acknowledges not his sin, he maketh a double offense.
Read.
And if he sweareth in vain.
If he what?
If he sweareth in vain.
If you swear in vain.
He shall not be innocent.
Read.
But his house shall be full of calamity.
And you see that? So you brothers and sisters is going off God's name, using his name, and y'all think y'all doing the right thing, and you saying the person being ignorant when they, brothers, why y'all not reading these scriptures? Because you proud. You want to ignore them scriptures. You want to know it. There ain't no way. I said this a long time ago, maybe 7 years ago. Who calls their daddy by his first name?
Right.
No one does that. I would never call my father, my earthly father, by his first name. Not less alone am I going to call God by his first name.
Right.
Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?
Total disrespect.
Total disrespect, man. Total. Where Officer George, give me Matthew chapter 5 and verse 33.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 33. Again, ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old times, thou shalt not forswear thyself.
Thou shalt not forswear thyself. Watch this.
But shalt perform unto the Lord thine oath.
So you, whatever you swear, you gotta perform it. Read.
But I say unto you, swear not at all.
Christ said, I say to you, swear not at all.
Neither by heaven,
not heaven,
for it is God's throne.
Read.
Nor by the earth,
neither by the earth,
for it is his footstool.
Read.
Neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Verse 36.
That's it. All right. So we not supposed to swear at all. Everybody understand that? We're not supposed to swear at all. So now at the end of this class, let's deal with this right here. Did we go through the second one already?
We did cause and effect. We did.
Okay, this is the second one right here.
This is the second.
Give me the rappers list. This is the rappers list, brothers and sisters. Let me get their list of deceased rappers. All right, let's go. I'm ready. All right, this is the list of deceased rappers.
First one on the list, we have a Scott LaRock.
Scott LaRock, go ahead.
Date of death.
Day of death.
8/27/1987. Age 25. Location of death, the Bronx, New York, U.S. Cause of death, shot and killed.
You see that? Scott LaRock, shot and killed. Breathe.
Trouble T. Roy. Date of death, 7/15/1990. Age 22. Location of death, Indianapolis, Indiana. He fell to his death.
Fell to his death. Let's go to the next one.
We got Pimp Daddy.
And what is his name?
Pimp Daddy.
Pimp Daddy.
The date of his death was 4/18/94. Age 18.
What happened to him?
In New Orleans, Louisiana, he was shot and killed.
Now, look, I want y'all to notice the cycle here. So, Pimp Daddy was shot and killed. Easy, come on.
Easy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the date of his death was 3/26/95. Age 30. In Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, L.A. His cause of death was AIDS.
Is that cause of death was what?
AIDS-induced pneumonia.
AIDS-induced pneumonia.
Tupac Shakur.
Tupac. Let's go to Tupac.
The date of his death was 9/13/96 at the age 25.
Hold on. So when his age of his death was what?
Age 25.
Age 25.
Died in the University Medical Center of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA.
Drive-by shooting.
Drive-by shooting.
Y'all see that? Go to the next one.
The Notorious Big.
Just B.I.G.
B.I.G. Date of death is 3/9/97. Age 24. It's Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, L.A., U.S. By drive-by shooting. Big Pun.
Hold on. Is that 2 Cedars? Yeah, 2 Cedars. Eazy-E was at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center.
Yeah.
I just seen, okay. They both, wow. Go ahead.
Big Pun.
Big Pun.
Okay, the date of his death was at February the 7th, 2000. Age 28. In White Plains Hospital, White Plains, New York. Heart failure.
Heart failure. Come on.
Wow. We have Jam Master J.
Jam Master J.
Date of his death was 10/30/2002, age 37, New York, New York. Killed at a recording studio.
He was killed recording at he was shot to death. Come on.
Who is this? Soldier Slim?
Soldier Slim.
Soldier Slim?
Soldier Slim.
Date of death, 11/26/03, age 26. In Gentilly, New Orleans, Louisiana. Shot 4 times in front of his mother's house.
See that? He was shot to death. Come on.
Old dirty bastard.
Old dirty bastard.
Man. Date of death, 11/13/04, age 35. Manhattan, New York. Overdose of cocaine and prescription opioid tramadol.
Tramadol.
Pimp C.
Pimp C. So you see, they either get shot or they get overdosed. They died of some kind of heart complication. Or they get shot. Watch this. This is a trend, guys. Watch this.
Pimp C.
Pimp C.
Date of death, 12/04/07, age 33, West Hollywood, California. Complications of sleep apnea and intoxication.
Sleep apnea. What?
Sleep apnea.
Apnea. And
intoxication.
That they killed Pimp C. They killed him. It was not nothing that was not they killed that man. Go ahead. Next one.
Static Major.
Static Major.
Date of death, 2/25/08, age 33, in Louisville, Kentucky.
See, he's right here. I didn't even know that. Read.
Respiratory arrest.
So he died. He had to die probably of corona. He had to die. No, that wasn't corona. Respiratory. What is the respiratory? That's your respiratory. So you can't breathe.
Yep.
Okay.
To his lungs.
Yeah, something right. Go ahead.
Dollar.
Who?
Dollar.
Dollar.
No, what? Well, you ain't got them check. My bad. Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg. Let's go to Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg. Date of death, 3/15/11/2011, age 41.
I used to love Nate Dogg and Warren G. We just left a gang of hoes over on the curb, but yeah, Nate Dogg died. What he died of?
He died in Long Beach, California. Died from complications of multiple strokes.
Oh, drugs. And you notice all these guys, the strokes, the heart attacks, that's to do with them doing all these different type of drugs. Watch this. Go to the next one.
Heavy D.
Heavy D in the boy.
Date of death, 11/08/2011. 44 years old, in Los Angeles, California. Blood clots in his lungs.
Damn. So Heavy D died of blood clots in his lungs.
Little fat. Date of death, 6/7/2012. 19 years old, in Sandy Springs, Georgia. Shot and killed outside of the hospital.
Damn.
Little JoJo.
Little JoJo.
Date of death is 9/04/2012. Age 18. South Side, Chicago, Illinois. Shot and killed by a rival gang member.
Read.
We got Little Spoon. Is that what that is?
Little Spoon.
Little Spoon.
Go ahead.
Date of death 6/20/2013. Age 18.
Damn.
Winterfield, Louisiana, USA. Shot and killed.
Watch this. Go to the next one.
L.A. Capone.
L.A. Capone is a little brother out of Chicago.
Date of death 9/26/2013. Age 17. Shot Chicago, Illinois. Shot and killed after leaving studio by a rival gang member.
Go ahead.
OTF Nunu.
OTF Nunu.
Date of death is 5/31/2014. Age 21. Chatham, well, I guess it's Chatham, Chicago, Illinois. Shot and killed outside a strip mall.
Damn. Go ahead.
Well, I thought I was going to say strip club. It's a strip mall. We got Shotty Low.
You got ASAP Lamb. Go back. ASAP Lamb. I mean Yams. ASAP Yams. You got that on there? ASAP Yams. No, not that one. The next page after that one. No. Yeah. Okay, I got it over here. I'm sorry. Go ahead, read that ASAP Yams.
Where's the
Oh, right here. ASAP Lamb. Right here. ASAP Yams.
ASAP Yam?
And then Young Puppy after that.
ASAP Yam.
ASAP Yams, watch this.
He died January 18, 2015, 26 years old, in the hospital of Woodhull, New York, with an overdose.
Go to the next.
Young Pappy.
Young Pappy.
His date of death was 5/29/2015, age 20. Advocate, Illinois, Masonic Medical Center, Chicago, Illinois, shot, killed by unknown rival gang members.
You see that? These brothers, it's that, why would you even have these brothers, this music going on like this? And it's, when you look at Chicago, every one of their rappers, they got killed by gunfire. Go ahead, next one.
Shawty Low.
Shawty Low.
Shawty Low. Date of death 9/21/2016, age 41, Fulton County, Georgia. Car accident.
He died in the car accident. Go ahead.
Prodigy. Date of death 7/20/2017, age 42, Las Vegas, Nevada.
So Prodigy died in Las Vegas, Nevada. Go ahead.
Complications related to sickle cell anemia.
This complications, sickle cell anemia. Come on, go to the next one.
30 Glizzy.
30 Glizzy.
Date of death 9/06/2017, 26 years old, Baltimore, Maryland. Shot and killed.
Read. Go to the next one.
Fredo Santana.
Fredo Santana.
Died January 19, 2018, age 27. Reseda, Los Angeles, California. Seizures caused by cardiovascular disease.
Next one.
Craig Mack. Died 3/12/2018, age 47. Waterboro, South Carolina. Heart failure.
Come on, next.
Smoke Dog. Died 6/30/2018, age 21, Toronto, Canada. Shot and killed.
Go ahead.
Mac Miller. Died 9/07/2018, 26, Studio City, California. Accidental overdose of fentanyl, cocaine, and alcohol.
Wow.
Dusky, the man. Died 10/9/2018 at 25 years of age. University of Chicago Medicine. This is right. Chicago, Illinois. Shot and killed by a rival gang member. Nipsey Hussle. Died 3/31/2019, age 33, Los Angeles, California. Shot and killed outside his marathon clothing store.
Next one.
Badass. He died 11/11/2019, age 43, Marina, California. Unknown.
Go ahead, next.
Juice WRLD. Died 12/08/2019, age 21. Advocate Christ Medical Center, Oakland, Illinois. Seizure induced by acute oxycodone and codeine intoxication. Wow. Pop Smoke. Died 2/19/2020, 20 years old. Cedar Sinai Medical Center, shot and killed in the home invasion in Hollywood.
You know what's funny? That right there, Pop Smoke, it don't even seem like he died that long ago. And it was 2020. He's still down far on this list. Watch this, good.
The next guy, I guess, is an acronym, FBG Duck.
Yep, FBG Duck. That's one of the gang members in Chicago. Go ahead.
Died 8/04/2020 at the age of 26 years old in Chicago, Illinois. Shot and killed by a rival gang member.
That's the case they got going on right now up in Chicago. Go ahead.
King Bond.
King Bond, the next one.
Died 11/06/2020 at age 26, Atlanta, Georgia. He shot and killed by Lil Tim during a confrontation with fellow rappers Quando Rondo outside a nightclub in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow. Go ahead, the next one.
DMX. Yeah, he died 4/09/2021 at 50 years old, White Plains Hospital, White Plains, New York. Heart attack due to drug overdose.
Wow. Go ahead, next one.
Shock G.
Shock G.
He died 4/22/21 at 57 years old, Tampa, Florida, accidental overdose.
Now let me tell y'all something. As these rappers, if y'all notice, the older rappers is getting died by what? Overdose. And the younger rappers is dying by what? Gunshots. Y'all notice that? All the older rappers is dying off by overdose. They did drugs all day life. And they still doing it. And at a certain point, their heart gonna give out. Yeah, even if you stop. Let me tell y'all something, man. That's the why me and Officer George was talking about smoking cigarettes. You know, even though we've changed our life, that if God still allowed counsel to hit us, because we did smoke, and counsel still hit us, what can we do? You know what I mean? We smoke all our life. You know what I mean? I stopped smoking when I came in the truth. That was 2000. That was 2013.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not that long. It's all, you know. It's to be my 10th year right here. It's almost right here. I'm right here in November. And it actually is my 10th year. I take it back. So 10 years since I puffed up a cigarette. But guess what? That don't mean that my body is gonna recover from all that years. I started smoking when I was really literally 7. Then I stopped. Then I started back when I was 15. 7. I was sneaking my mom's Viceroys. At 7 years old. I was sneaking my mom's Viceroys. At 7 years old, yeah, the long Viceroys, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't have counsel in with the Viceroys. Hey, man, real talk. That was Brown and Williams on cigarettes. The Viceroys. So that what I'm telling you is that, you know what I mean, what we do as when we young, man, that a lot of these brothers started, and just like I started smoking young, you believe it or not, a lot of young people start doing drugs at a young age. How many of y'all watch Facebook where y'all see a little young boy smoking weed? Little young boy, about 6, 7-year-old smoking weed. See what I mean? Those things truly happen, man. You start early because no one's really monitoring you and no one's telling you that, you know, even though you might know those things are bad, but no one is really giving you instructions. Go ahead.
It says OTF. The
OTF D-Thing.
D-Thing.
Yep.
That 06/05/2021 at 32 years old, Harvey, Illinois, shot and killed outside a strip club.
Outside the strip club. Go to the next one.
KTS Drake.
KTS Drake.
Died 7/12/21 at 31 years old. Cook County Department of Corrections. Shot and killed.
Shot and killed. Go to the next one.
Ms. Marquis. Died 7/16/21 at 57 years old. Damn. Baltimore, Maryland. Type 2 diabetes.
Wow. So I didn't even know that he died of type 2 diabetes. Wow. Couldn't get his sugar down. Go ahead to the next one.
Young Dolph. Died 11/17/2021 at 36 years of age, Memphis, Tennessee. Shot, killed by picking up cookies for his mother.
So Young Dolph died. How old was he?
36 years old.
36 years old. Next brother.
Slim 400. He died 12/09/2021, 33 years old. Inglewood, California, shot and killed.
Go ahead, next one.
Was that Draco the Ruler?
Draco.
Draco the Ruler.
Draco the Ruler.
12/18/21, 28 years old, Los Angeles, California, stabbed to death.
Hold on, let me see. I'm gone up too far. Okay. What was that? What was the last one? Draco
the Ruler.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Draco the Ruler. Go ahead, next one.
Then we got Keith Draco.
Where's that?
Keith Draco.
Keith Draco.
He died January 9th, 2022 at 28 years old. Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk.
Shot and killed.
Shot and killed. Go ahead.
We got Wavy Navy Poop.
Wavy Navy Poop. Go ahead.
January 15th, 2022, 28 years old, Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Shot and killed in an ambush.
Okay, go ahead. Hey, y'all know Officer George a little old. He just see these names and he just can't believe the names. That's why he's laughing. Go ahead, go to the next one.
Say Push Almighty.
Push Almighty.
January 27, 2022, 32 years old, Wilmington, North Carolina, shot and killed.
Go to the next one.
CBO. January 27, 2022, 19 years old, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, shot and killed. Big Nusky,
go ahead.
January 28th, 2022, he was 24 years old, Memphis, Tennessee, but there's enough in there about how he died, so blank.
Go ahead.
But nevertheless, Dems, February 07, 2022, 18 years old, in Enfield, London, England, UK. Stabbed to death after performing first show.
Yeah, so he was stabbed to death on stage. Go ahead.
Breezy Huncho, February 11, 2022, 21 years old, La Place, Louisiana. She shot and killed.
Oh, wow.
Money D, he died April 28, 2022, 22 years old, in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, shot and killed. Then you got Yellow Fever. He died, it was at 5/29, 2022, 33 years old, Dayton, Ohio, shot and killed. You got Hypo. Now, let me go to the top. FYB Trigger.
FYB Trigger.
He died 5/30, 2022, 25 years old, Chicago, Illinois, shot and killed. In Hypo, 6/03/22, 39 years old, London, United Kingdom, stabbed to death.
Yeah, go ahead.
Trouble, 6/05, 2022, 34 years old. Rockdale County, Georgia, in the U.S., shot and killed. Got FBG Cash.
FBG Cash.
6/10, 2022, 31 years old, Chicago, Illinois, shot and killed by a rival gang member. 320 Pop Out. He died 6/13, 2022 at 21 years old. Jacksonville, Florida, U.S. He got shot, killed. You got Snoopy Blue.
Go ahead.
He died 7/09, 2022 at 45 years old, Los Angeles, California, shot and killed. Then you got Dre the Truth. I guess that's true.
Yeah, Dre the Truth.
Dre the Truth. He died 7/19, 2022, 25 years old, Little Rock, Arkansas, shot and killed. Wow. You got Cams. He died 7/24, 2022, Wood Green, in London.
Go ahead.
Shot and killed.
Shot and killed.
White boy. He died 7/25, 2022, 28 years old, in London. Shot and killed.
Go to the next.
Then got DeReal, Montana.
DeReal, Montana.
He died 8/01, 2022, 34 years old. Wichita,
Texas.
Shot and killed. Then you got Trill Black. He died 8/23, 2022, 24 years old, Washington, D.C., shot and killed. Then you got Gucci Prince. He died 8/24, 2022, 22 years old, Tokyo, Japan. Falling. Wow. Chris Kababa. He died 9/05, 2022, 24 years old. Streatham, South London, United Kingdom, shot and killed by police, mistaken identity. P&B Rock, he died 9/12/2022, 30 years old, Los Angeles, California. Fatally shot and killed during a robbery at LA Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah, that's the
guy.
guy
I heard about
just
this.
died. Go ahead.
Jesse Powell, he died 9/13/2022, 51 years old, Los Angeles, California, U.S., heart attack. You got G.I. Joe, OMG. He died 9/20/2022, 33 years old, South Los Angeles, unknown. You got Lonnie DeGoat. He died 9/21/2022, 24 years old, Cherry Hill, Baltimore, Maryland, shot and killed. Pape, who's that? Pape or Pappy or
Pappy.
Pappy? Pappy. 9/21/2022, 31 years old, Portsmouth, Virginia, U.S.
We almost done. You see how long this list is?
That's a whole lot of brothers.
And I'm skipping brothers. I'm skipping a lot of brothers.
Skipping a lot of.
I'm just, go ahead, keep on going. Watch this.
Flash died. Flash,
hold on, let me go up. Flash zap. No, you had died. Flash died, that's it.
Flash died?
Mm-hmm.
He died 9/24/2022, 22 years old, Portsmouth, Virginia, shot and killed. Then you got Coolio. I remember when he died 9/28/2022, 59 years old, in Los Angeles, heart attack. You got T.I., I think that's T1. He died 10, was that October 2022?
20. Yeah, 22. They ain't got his devil up there. Stab it.
Tottenham, London, stabbed.
Yeah.
Half ounce, 10/03/2022, 32 years old, Koreatown, Los Angeles. He shot and killed. He had 14 shots. He died 10/12/2022, 19 years old, Brooklyn, New York, shot and killed. And you got Ray's Kim, EDM, 10/20/2022. He got shot during a government demonstration. I don't know where that is.
Yeah. The next one. That's cool. That's the last one.
Takeoff.
Yeah, Takeoff.
11/01/2022, 28 years old, Houston, Texas. He was shot 3 times by stray bullets after an argument broke out over a dice game.
Now y'all see, there are all these rappers that died. All these rappers that died. Now we go into the very last one. This is why they died, brothers and sisters. I had to go through that so y'all can see this. Give me the hip hop, French Montana. Say labels are taking out life insurance.
French Montana.
Watch this what he says.
Says labels are taking out life insurance policies on rappers. The number of rappers fatally shot or stabbed last year was unprecedented, and the trend has only continued in 2022. According to French Montana, the rising death toll has prompted record labels to take out life insurance policies on their artists.
Watch this.
He says, speaking to the Off the Record podcast, Montana speculated the labels were anticipating a big payday if their artists keep getting murdered.
Y'all see that? So record labels is anticipating big paydays if these young black men. That's why they are hiring young black men to make millions of dollars, knowing that these dudes are unstable, they out of control, they are citing riots of violence for people. They're talking about doing violence to people. And what happens is these young men, 9 out of 10, these young men will get smoked on the same thing they teach it. rapping about, they'll get smoked. And what happens is the rapper, the label say, okay, we'll give you 10, 20 million, but we're gonna make 50 to 100 million off you when you die. Wow. They make more off of him dead than they make of what? Alive. That's why when you see certain rappers die, they got no security detail with them. Just like Takeoff. I'm sorry. Just like he died. He didn't have no security.
Wow.
They didn't have no security with them. The security that they had was supposed to be the dudes that they got into it with.
Man.
They were supposed to be the ones protecting them.
And got into it with them.
Got into it with them. So these are big monies. Come on, Officer George, just a little bit more. Come on.
It says, it says, we was beefing for real. He says in the clip, people was dying and this and that, and it was blocking a lot of money. People didn't want to touch you. Your rap friends stopped picking up. The labels stopped picking up. It gets crazy, but now it's even crazier. They get life insurance on artists. At least back then, we didn't have that. You're praying on his death. You're praying on making millions on his death.
You see that? You're praying on making millions on his death. Watching you praying that this dude die.
It says, when asked if they were actually being realistic, Montana replies, both. They're being realistic.
Realistic?
You're supposed to have life insurance anyway. But when the label does it, if you don't have one, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It says at least 20 notable rappers were fatally shot in 2021.
At least 20. At least 20 notable rappers, people who are known in the industry. Watch this.
Some hometown heroes, others nationally celebrated artists. Young Dolph, he was gunned down in his hometown of Memphis last November as he went to pick up baked goods for his mother at Medica's homemade cookies.
At Medea's Cookies. Go ahead. Draco
Derulo was stabbed to death backstage at Once Upon a Time in LA Music Festival.
Wow.
Right before Christmas. While Ye affiliated Slim 400 was shot and killed in Los Angeles just days prior.
That's what we just went over there. Go ahead.
This is
another profile murder.
It says other profile murders include Nipsey Hussle, who was shot and killed outside his clothing store in 2019. His killer, Eric Holder, was finally convicted on first-degree murder charges early this month. Holder was also convicted on 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter and assault for shooting and wounding 2 other men at the scene.
Go ahead.
Holder is potentially facing life behind bars, but he could be eligible for parole under a new state prison provision. The sentencing takes place on September 15th.
You see that? No dude like that, and I'm not cheering for jail ever, but no dude like that, the way he killed Nipsey Hussle, should ever be up for parole or able to get out of jail at 15 years. That brother cold murdered that man, and it wasn't nothing but words said.
Nothing but words.
Nothing but words. So I'm just showing y'all dreams in this rap thing. Y'all dreams in this rap thing, and you see what these people are doing. Give me Obadiah. Chapter 3, Obadiah verse 3 and 5. Y'all see what these people doing to our people. And y'all don't care. Y'all don't care if you die. How long I be a millionaire for that minute? Yeah. How long I get to bone these little women out here for a minute? I don't care if I die. That's a shame, man. Our people got nothing to shoot for. And y'all don't even know that y'all the kings of the earth. And y'all ain't got, you got something to shoot for is eternal life. You got something to shoot for is the dimensions God got for you. You down here trying to get in a little stinky mansion that can get blown down by a tornado instead of you getting in the mansion that cannot ever be moved, will not ever be harmed. Read what you got.
You said Obadiah?
Obadiah, verse 3.
Verse 3 says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Read.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Come on.
If thieves came to thee,
and thieves came to thee,
if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough?
Read.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
If the grape gatherers would have came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are the things that Esau searched out? Come on.
How is his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy.
Are you done? Hold on. I just wanted.
That was the end of 6.
Okay, go back to verse 4.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
So he's telling you who it is. Esau is the eagle symbol. He's talking about the white man, America. Read.
And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars.
Them are the one that did space travel. Wrote.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Then he said, I'm going to start bringing you down. Read.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Read.
If grape gatherers came unto thee, would they not leave some grapes?
So you got it. So I'm just giving you an example, guys, is that this white man, when they steal our people money, even when they dead, brothers and sisters, they still want money from these people. Even when they dead. Even when they died, they still want money from these people.
Wow.
So they go get insurance on these people. So the last scripture of the night, give me Ecclesiasticus, please, 18 and 30, last scripture of the night. Thank y'all for joining us.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 18, verse 30.
Read.
Go not after thy lust.
Don't go after your lust, brothers and sisters.
But refrain thyself from thine appetite.
Y'all want to be rich, guys? Learn how to get your business. Because y'all going to these record labels and y'all the things y'all talking about, y'all really dying. These lusts that y'all got in these music industries, these basketball, all this stuff y'all got lust in, those things is not going to be here when Christ come back. No one's saying that you can't be a basketball player, but the way these owners is treating y'all. Look at that owner from the who was that owner that was saying the niggas? What owner was that? Did they make him sell it? Did he sell that team?
No, the basketball.
The basketball owner. Yeah. No, he was the owner.
Owner, yeah.
Yeah. Did they make him sell the team, or did he still got his team? I don't know. I forgot.
I can't remember.
But I'm gonna tell y'all what. For people to talk to y'all the way they do, and you make them millions of dollars, that goes back to the monetize. That you make money for them, and then they drop you like a bad habit.
Mm-hmm.
You brothers and sisters, refrain from your appetites, all your lust. Your sexual, your money, whatever desires you got, brothers and sisters, and follow thus says the Lord. We are TTIC. Y'all can catch us on y'all can go on YouTube. Y'all can go on YouTube and check us out on YouTube. We are at YouTube and TTIC. The Truth in Christ. Please subscribe. Just subscribe, brothers and sisters. If you already watched the class, just go on there and subscribe for us, guys. We need to get the numbers up so we can get into what is it? What algorithm, something like that, so we can get into higher things, so higher practice, so people can watch our videos and see us, brothers and sisters. Please subscribe to YouTube for us. Also, join us on Clubhouse Saturday mornings. If y'all go on Clubhouse, we at Clubhouse as it is written. Y'all brothers and sisters, go on there. We are doing a thing right now where you can bring up any topic that you want to talk about on Clubhouse, and we'll let you talk about it, and we'll talk about it within the Bible. So come on Clubhouse Saturday mornings at 9:30. That's what time we start. Saturday mornings at 9:30 on Clubhouse, as it is written. Come and join us. You got Officer George's classes on Thursday. Officer George doing his class in the evening on Thursday. Come join them. Check them out. And anything else we got going, we'll come and join us, brothers and sisters. With that, we are TTIC. We thank you for joining us. With that, we'll say shalom.